All right. Says the Hangout's on air. I didn't hear the noise, but what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Juices Loose. We're back. And we're back on Mondays, and we're back with the full crew. And let's get to it, because we got some things to talk about since we missed a week. So first up, we got Terrell. What's up, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? The Insane Game Freak here. I would like to apologize that we are 20 minutes late, like usual. Everyone here wanted to talk some damn movies instead of like video games. But hey, man, we're here. We got it. We're late, but we got it.
Yeah, we got the movie discussion out before the podcast. So.
Oh, it's gonna happen afterwards. All right. Yeah.
And someone who sounds like they're under the weather. What's up, Robert?
Yup, I am under the weather. I'm a bit sick, so if I mute my mic, it's because I'm sneezing or blowing my nose or something. But yeah, let's
Got
do
them germs from that theater job. Now there's gonna be germs everywhere.
Now at the theater job, yeah, but hey, I get to see free movies, so I'll take it.
The last time I had the flu was after watching episode 3 at the theater in Denver, Colorado.
What?
For some reason, after touching everything, the chair, the armrest, I just, in the middle of the movie, all of a sudden my finger's in my mouth. Like I think I was picking something in my gum. And I'm like,
You freak.
I'm like, why is my finger in my mouth? I'm like a kid. Get me not, I had the worst flu I had in years.
That is a really sad story about Denver, Colorado, and Star Wars, my two favorite things.
Yeah, that theater was the biggest theater I've ever seen. It was like it had like 2 balconies. It was just massive.
I'm really curious what theater it was. The Continental, maybe?
It was by a Dave & Buster's in...
Oh, it's the Dave & Buster's Theater then. I know it. It's off Colorado Boulevard. Yep.
Yeah. So it was pretty like compared to what I was used to, it was pretty massive.
Mm-hmm.
Rob misses Denver.
I do every day.
All right, and next up we have Rob.
Oh, hey, I'm Rob from Rule of Two Review. I know we just had a movie conversation before this podcast, but I'm hoping we squeeze some more movies back into the podcast before we finish.
We'll see, because 9 o'clock's our cutoff, because I got to watch my Magicians on Sci-Fi.
Bedtime happens, yeah.
And then last but not least, we got a new first-timer on the Juices Loose, Mr. Squeaks the cat.
Hello, everybody. So I'm glad to be here. How y'all doing? Hey, fools, Miss T here. Broadcasting from a undisclosed location, in a jail cell, with catnip everywhere. What's up, guys? Glad to be back.
Good to have you back, because you missed the last few podcasts, so we missed you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the audience...
Especially once I finally made it back on for the first time in like a year, and there was no T to be found.
We were like rated PG the whole time.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Well, until the end, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we got to PG-13, but...
I needed some Shaw
Oh,
Troll.
I believe that.
Needed some Shaw Troll.
So, I guess since it's been a minute, why don't we go through and just give a rundown of what you've been playing, if you've been playing some games, or, I guess don't tell us your whole life in the last 3 weeks, but what you been doing, Mr. T?
I'll be quick, because I've been playing a minuscule amount of games. Just got Pokken, been playing that a little bit. Got Skylanders Supercharges, playing that a little bit, but not a lot. I've been working a lot on a little film, so haven't had a lot of time to play games.
Twilight Princess?
A little bit of Twilight Princess, obviously, when I got that, but it was just like, all right, let me play it for a little bit, and then I have to turn it off. So haven't really gotten into it yet. I barely played it. What's the first temple?
The Forest Temple.
Forest Temple, yeah, I'm barely into that yet, so. But, yeah, I've been trying to play, but it's been rough. Been working a lot, so.
Yeah, I was working a lot, too, so I got the Master Sword last night playing, so I got a little bit further than I thought I was going to, and yeah, that's a bit pretty much it. I played Smash Brothers a little bit just because I just had the hankering for some Bayonetta, and no one wanted to play because everyone's playing Pokken, but and then I finally finished Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I did in some
How'd that go?
finish Rise of the Tomb Raider.
It was good. I liked the story. I liked how it concluded, and then there's still stuff to do. I'm at 88%, so.
Do you guys like the Rise of the Tomb Raider better than the first one?
Oh, way better.
Yeah, way better.
Not
Good
even
call.
close.
First one's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so that says a lot.
I think I got 30 hours or something like that in it, and I'm at 88%, and it's just so demanding on my damn graphics card, though. It's the frame rate. There's areas where it drops bad, and I tried reducing a lot of the settings, and it doesn't seem to help. I just don't think it's very well optimized. So, and they did the DirectX 12 update that was supposed to fix, give you 20 frames per second higher, and I lost a frame per second average.
Might as well just throw the game out, man. It's not even worth it.
So glitchy too. It's like, oh, if you got an 8-core AMD processor, or this would be perfect for you. It's going to utilize all the cores instead of just one or two. And I activate it, and it's just glitching all over the place, and don't even gain a frames per second. I was like, come on. That's the one thing about PC. It's just, console gaming, whatever the game runs at, that's what it runs at. If it's 30, it runs at 30 for the most part. And PC is, it goes from 6 to 70 in the benchmark in one area.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. So I wish I could just lock it at 30 and be done with it. But anyway,
don't a lot of PC games? I think a lot of PC games do offer that sometimes, right?
Yeah. This one doesn't.
But not everyone, yeah.
But that, just like everything else, DirectX 12 was supposed to help the Xbox One get above PS4 graphics and stuff. It's like,
well, that's what fans turned that into, but they never said that's what it was going to do.
No.
And maybe if a game was built from the ground up with DirectX 12 and tested properly, this was just kind of a update they threw in to kind of try to please fans, because the game came out way sooner. It was supposed to come out this summer, and it came out in January. So
they wanted that year head start on the PlayStation.
It looks great. It's a beautiful looking game, and it just sucks that it's a little choppy in certain areas. So it wasn't. I think it wasn't as solid as the first game. Obviously, the first game was old, and my graphics card just made easy work of it, I guess. But it's an enjoyable game. I really liked it. So anybody that's got Xbox One or PC, I'd highly recommend it. And PS4 owners, definitely buy it in the future when it comes out. I'd like to see that game series continue. But anyway, let's get on Robert. Not Rob, but Robert. I know you got your job at the theater and stuff. But you've been playing some Pokken. Been playing anything else?
Yeah, obviously, I've been playing Pokken, having a blast. I suck so much at it, but I'll eventually get better, hopefully. Probably not, but
believe in yourself.
You could probably beat Meza T, though.
Says the guy who doesn't even have the game.
I'm just going by what I've heard, man.
Throwing salt everywhere.
If I was that bad, I think I would have won 1 or 2 rounds here and there.
I'm just kidding. I just made all that up.
I know, he just made it.
And then I've been playing a bunch of Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah, you said you think you were close to the end.
I'm very close at the end. If I played more during the weekend, but since I was sick, I just wanted to sleep a lot, so I didn't play a whole ton of over the weekend. But during the weekdays and stuff, I'm at the Sky Temple basically.
Nice.
I'm almost done basically. I have that and like one more temple, and I'm basically done.
That's one of the best temples in the game.
Right?
What?
Is this your first time through it?
Yeah, this is my first time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if I played more during the weekend, I actually would have probably beaten it. But yeah, the game is so good. There's something about the Legend of Zelda that's just so good.
Now that I'm used to like the mechanics again and the lack of animations and all that, I'm over it. Like, I'm just really enjoying the game again, and it's like the texture work. Like, the game looks phenomenal, I think.
Oh yeah, it really does.
Even from Tomb Raider on my PC, I turned on Twilight Princess. Like, man, this just looks so clean, and it runs so consistently smooth, and it just feels good to be playing a Zelda game.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, and I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to beat it.
Midna's a freaking awesome character. I don't know how she's not a main character in Smash.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah,
Agree.
I agree.
She's one of the coolest characters they've ever created, I think, as far as design, and she's just
As in personality and everything, she's so cool.
That's why they put her in Hyrule Warriors. They said, well, here's I can't even think of the term now. Booty prize.
We'll put her in Pokkén Tournament.
No, God.
Did you guys hear the last time we had a podcast? Robert, for some reason, felt that Ned was being represented in a very sexual manner, and I totally know that.
Uh-oh.
I said she looks kind of sexual.
She looks like a
sexual?
gremlin.
Like, I don't know. I still think so, but maybe not.
Because she's not wearing clothes? Is that what you think?
I mean,
No, can we not do this? I'm just asking.
Get out of there right
Terrell
now.
has a very specific request.
I'm just
not to
wondering
do
if
this.
I'm just
Terrell
wondering
changed
if we
his opinion.
cannot do this. All
Terrell
right,
changed his
Get out and
opinion
close the door and walk away.
Because I still don't. I have no idea where he was going with that when he mentioned it last week. I'm just curious if he still felt that.
I still feel it. I don't know. She's like naked basically. I don't know. And she's like, you see, they make her. They texted her. Good, you can say.
so we're better than this.
You thought wrong.
I know, man. What
He's
is
17, man. He's only 17.
But anyway, yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Good.
Just please move on.
Enjoying it a little too much.
I'm surprised you didn't join in with all this debauchery like you usually do.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to the. I just don't see it. What he's.
Oh, I'm surprised. That's the one time you.
Anyway, how about you, Rob? What have you been playing last week or so?
Yeah, I've also been really busy with work. Like, I just started a new job with my same company in the last few weeks, and my schedule, my commute, and everything's like way different than it's been. But I have still been gaming quite a bit. I've been playing a good amount of Twilight Princess still. I managed to get, what did I do? The last Tears of Light section by Lake Hylia. So I cleaned up Lake Hylia, and I'm about to go get the, I know you go to the grave site. That's not a spoiler for Robert. I just realized he's farther than this. So you go to the grave site to get the, like the water tunic that lets you go into the Hylia, the waterbed kind of place.
Yeah.
So I'm about to do that.
That's
And,
a pretty. That was pretty quick. I mean, I think I did that temple in like 40 minutes maybe, and I was tired.
Yeah, it's a unique temple. Like, I remember pretty well the mechanic of, like, you're hanging on those things to change the direction of the staircases and stuff.
I didn't remember that at all. Like, I remembered seeing it, but I had no idea. Like, it took me a minute to the water.
Figure out what you do, yeah.
It's gonna turn like the windmill thing so you can get through.
Yeah, I'll be relying on my memory of playing it back in the day to go through it, because I just remember it from when the game came out in 2006. Like, oh yeah, the water temple in this one is moving the staircases around. Like, I just remember that, so I know what I'm heading into when I get down there.
Anybody else have you wanted to go the opposite way for like in Hyrule Field or whatever to go to
every
certain
flipping
areas?
Time.
Yeah,
I
I'm
always
still
go the wrong direction. I still cannot orient my goddamn self. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the Kakariko village. Oh wait, it's the other way. Every time.
It got me when I was escorting the horse and buggy with Lilia and the little,
I haven't done that yet. Yeah.
the kid from Zora. I don't know if he has a name. I forget. The prince. And I'm like, where are you going? You're going the wrong way.
I'm like, oh wait, I'm going the wrong way.
Like, damn it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much I think a lot of us probably remember, like, the Wii version, and, like, really going into this game, I was like, oh, okay, like, I'm kind of excited to see what it'll be like to play this game from the reverse perspective, like the GameCube version, but I didn't think it would be that hard. I didn't realize how much I was going to rely on my knowledge of, left is Kakariko Village and right is Lake Hylia, and now it's the complete opposite, and it really jacks you up.
It's only affected me in that regard. Like, once I'm in an area, like Zora's domain, until I gotta, like, I think when you gotta go, like, get the scent for the Abominable Snowman thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm remembering that on the right side as I enter, looking at, like, the waterfall going up.
Oh, the door to the little doorway to the snow area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, the small areas, it's not affecting me much. Like, the mirror isn't bothering me, but it's just the main map of
the big fields and
Hyrule
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm really excited, though, because what I always remembered from Twilight Princess was my favorite area from the game was the desert, and the Arbiter's Ground was my favorite temple in the game, too. right up there with the Sky Temple, which, Robert, I know you're at the Sky Temple. That's a freaking awesome place.
Yeah.
So I'm really stoked to get through Lake Hylia, even though I really like the way Lake Hylia looks with the new graphics, and I'm reminded how good that freaking music is in that area too. It's like really soothing. But I'm really pumped to get to the desert. I just can't wait to do that.
Yeah, I landed on the desert and saved it.
It's the best area, man. I can't wait to do that again. If it's cool because like there's like all those little like huddles of the goblins and stuff, and they've got like their big boars and stuff, and it's like you're coming on these little like camps. They're kind of like Tusken Raiders, like, oh, it's like a little camp of guys, and you can just devastate them out of nowhere. And it just felt like more kind of real and organic compared to a lot of the other areas in the game. So.
Yeah, I like the little tremors like creatures that come after you and they leap at you and you dodge them while you're in wolf form running through the desert.
They're hard though. They're pretty hard from what I remember. Like,
I feel like I feel like I'm playing like a football game where I'm a running back and I'm dodging tackles. Like it was the wolf form. I did discover, we were talking about how we didn't feel the gamepad usage was really as
still disappointed in that, yeah.
But the instant like the wolf transformation and the gyro going to the pro controller, like I wanted to just go to the pro controller for a little bit, see what the difference was.
Yeah.
I instantly missed the gyro aiming and the quick to switching back and forth between Wolf Link and
I definitely rely on the gyro controls, and I even, per your suggestion, I didn't realize what was throwing me off when I first started playing the game. The first person mode? And it was the first person when I was like, I couldn't figure out what it was. And you said that, and I went back and changed it to third person, and it's a million times better doing it that way. And the gyro control is awesome, just like the Wii Remote was back in the day. I haven't gotten to the wolf switching part yet. I haven't earned that ability. I don't know when you get that, but
you get that when you get the Master Sword.
Yeah, once you get that,
so that really, that benefits greatly.
I hear it's great, yeah, because before you had to just like talk to her and stuff. But I will say, I have really realized, Juice, how right you were about the horse controls. They suck in this game. It's so bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. That's one thing. Yeah, it's really bad.
I think they're always bad. I don't know if it's worse.
Well, I put in the Wii version like before the podcast a couple weeks ago. And with the nunchuck, I was just like, it was so much easier just to go in a straight line and to not hit walls. Because you're running through your first little village, there's some very narrow sections. And with the analog stick on the nunchuck has way more range of movement, and it has little notches to hold you in a direction. It's like night and day better.
And I think that part of it is, it just seemed like in the Wii version, there was like Epona's responsiveness to just moving left and right was just better. It feels like she doesn't respond as well when you move.
You have to like hold it. You almost have to go all the way left or right just to turn. And on the Wii version, just a little nudge left or right is just it's a perfect amount of turning.
Yep, totally agree. That's a huge problem.
I think it has more to do with the range of motion and the difference between the analog sticks. They just couldn't find the right conversion or something, or the programming to get it.
Yeah, there had to be something.
Plus, my gamepad analog stick, I got about 2,000 hours probably just on my gamepad playing games, so it's a little worn. So I tried the Pro Controller, and it didn't make any difference.
Yeah, I think it's probably just this game, is what I would think.
So OJ, if he's watching this,
the GameCube version is like that.
I'd be curious to find out.
That's a good question, yeah.
Yeah, if anybody's playing the GameCube one.
OJ called me out saying I don't know how to use an analog stick because I said the Wii version controlled better. Of course, he's Mr. Standard Controller, and he didn't want to hear it. And he called me out on Twitter.
Shots fired.
Or maybe
you take that Juice, you're going to take it?
Well, I don't think the problem is
Juice
the
versus
controllers,
Juice.
though. I
I see what you did there, son. I approve.
So,
Anywho.
I shut down Rob's comments, sorry.
Yeah, damn.
I definitely think it controls pretty bad on Epona with it.
I think it controlled way better in the Wii version. But what I was saying is I don't think it has to do with the controllers. I think it's just the games, the different versions of the games. I don't think it's the controllers at all. That's what it feels like to me.
It feels like they didn't reprogram it for the gamepads and Pro Controller's lack of range compared to the Nunchuck had way more range of motion with the analog stick.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I say motion controls for the win.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus the pointer, even the gyros feel good, but the pointer feels way better. And it's there's a delay on the Twilight Princess HD when you go to, like, let's say you hit X, if you have your bow and arrow on X, there's like a delay before the gyros start working. It's about a second long, maybe it's half a second to a second. So I'm tilting it up.
So you get disoriented.
It doesn't move, and then by the time it starts moving, I got it tilted to the point of discomfort on my wrist, so I have to like use the left analog stick. So in the Wii version, you hit that, I think it was the B button, it was near instant. So
it definitely was instant, but I think it's still kind of a case-by-case basis, though, because for a lot of people, using the Wii remote, like, they'd have problems orienting where the Wii remote's supposed to be pointing every time they would go into, like, that.
Yeah, because if you're just waggling...
Yeah, then all of a sudden you're like, oh, which direction am I pointing? And, like, you pull it up, and then Link starts spinning all the way to the left, and they're like, oh, shit, and they can't...
They didn't have the Motion Plus on that one, so...
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't even want to play Skyward Sword because I'll probably never want to play Twilight Princess HD again with the gyro, because Skyward Sword, I just remember the aiming and stuff was just amazing. So
yeah.
But
all I can say is I can't wait until Zelda Wii U where the horse does not run into trees.
Trees, you can eat apples. I'm really excited for those apples, you guys.
Getting up to Zora's domain, you're flying that winged creature.
Yeah.
Talk about trying to steer that thing. It's even just as bad. So
yeah, that was actually really hard.
Yeah, it's way harder than it needs to be, and it's just whatever.
Well, the only other thing, I'll wrap up real quick, too, because I do want to add on. Other than Twilight Princess, I have become re-addicted to Halo 5 multiplayer the last couple of weeks, so I've actually been doing a lot of that, too. And it's freaking awesome, and I know this isn't like a Halo kind of group of people, but it's freaking so good. Oh, okay, right on, yeah.
I never liked Halo.
I like Halo.
Yeah, you do like Halo?
Yeah, I call myself a casual fan. I played them all except for 5.
You should, because you have an Xbox One, right?
Yeah, I have the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief. I definitely recommend playing Halo 5. The campaign is good. Some people are down on it. I thought it was pretty good. But the multiplayer is really good, and they kind of did, like, no one ever talked about this that much, but they did sort of like a pseudo Splatoon-esque kind of thing. They've released a lot of updates, new modes, and new maps, and I don't think they've charged a penny for any of it.
Yeah.
It hasn't been near as much as what Splatoon did, nor was it like as constant as what Splatoon did. But they still added a lot of shit to that game, all for nothing, and it's made the multiplayer that much better.
Yeah, I played the beta.
Cool.
The beta was damn good. I suck, but it was definitely
like
really
most
good.
games. You always suck at first, but I don't know. I've just randomly put it in like a couple weeks ago, and I was like good. It's like, oh, I haven't played Halo 5 in a while. Let me try a match and see how terrible I am. And I just did so good, I kept playing. And now I'm just like rehooked again, and I'm always playing it on my free time. So it's a great game.
That's cool. And I saved Terrell for last because I want to go right into the Pokken Tournament impressions. Like, we'll get into that, and then people that have it can talk about how they feel about the game.
Okay. Well, to just get the other game I was playing out of the way, I finally beat Fire Emblem Fates Birthright.
Yeah.
That was about a good 40 to 50 hours. I have a problem. And today I already started Conquest. I actually have a review up for that probably after this podcast because it kind of throws my internet to upload, and I didn't want to do the podcast and upload at the same time. That's about 20-something minutes, so get a bag of popcorn for that. And yeah, the other game is Pokken, and I guess let's talk about Pokken. Gameplay style, well, I guess in terms of the content for the game, it's probably on the lower tier side of things. You really only have a single player. You have a really extensive practice and tutorial mode. You got your local battle, your online. The single player stuff is just the family, which I don't know if anyone else here who's actually played it. It's kind of a drag, like a few hours in, because because the first few matches are just easy. Like the first 2 leagues in general are easy as hell. Like if you have, it doesn't actually get hard. It doesn't get hard until like the Red League, which I just recently got to, and even then it's only like okay, it's not really challenging.
Yeah.
The biggest issue is the fact that it's literally just back-to-back battles, and it's like the one time you recognize that, man, that 16-character roster really hurts. When I'm fighting the same 3 Pokemon 4 times within like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The good news is the matches go really quick, so it's not like you're sitting there slugging it out for like 4 or 5 minutes. The online, from what I've played, I haven't played a lot of it, but from what I played, it worked pretty well.
It's solid.
And then to get into the mechanics of the game, the way I view it, it seems like a weird fusion of Smash Brothers, Street Fighter 4, and a little bit of Tekken. Especially, I get a lot of Street Fighter 4 vibes with the whole counter system.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, and I think I put in about 12 hours in the game total. I think it's pretty fun. It's one of those kind of it's kind of an acquired taste, though. To me, I can't see anyone paying like $60 for this if you're not like trying to really get at least good at it, unless you just really like Pokemon. All the characters seem pretty balanced. I haven't really found one that I've seen is overly powered. You know, there are some that excel in some areas and others. Like I think when I was playing Mr. T last night, Machamp's damage output is almost fucking disgusting. It's like I can go half the damn match without getting touched.
Yeah.
And get him like the half health, and all he has to do is get like 2 combos off me, and we're about the same. And I'm at a deficit, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking great.
Hey guys,
Isn't that every fighting game though? It's like it's all a matter of how balanced it is, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they made it where some characters have better projectile game, but like can't take hits for shit.
Yeah.
And Machamp is the opposite, where Machamp doesn't have a projectile game, but if he gets in
really
there,
weak. He has one, but it's weak, and I didn't know how to use it that well when we played, so. But I know he has one, but it's not as strong as...
Yeah, he has some projectiles, but like they all have projectiles.
Yeah, they all have it. Yeah.
It's just that Machamp is obviously geared towards I'm gonna run him and beat the shit out of him. That's what Machamp's like. I ain't got time for these fucking games.
He's a brawler.
He put his hands on you. But I like the whole switch between field phase and dual phase. I like that. I heard a lot of people say that they prefer the dual phase just because it feels more traditional. Which is where you can also juggle the hell out of your opponent, which I can see why they like this fucking dual phase more. I like both phases. It's pretty. It's kind of like Smash Brothers in the sense that like there's only like 2 or 3 attack buttons, and really to get different attacks, you just move different directions on the controller while hitting the button. So like it's one of those games I can see people easily button mashing to, but it has a layer of depth because I've seen people do ridiculous combos in the game. I'm enjoying it so far, but if you're not someone who really cares about playing fighters that often, I can't see you buying this like anytime soon.
What about? Let me ask you this: what if you're a fighting game fan but you're not a Pokemon fan? Because that's my game. That's my bag.
It barely the only Pokemon appeal it has is in the characters, designs, and faithfulness to the games. But it's not like there is no type advantage like in Pokemon where it's like fire beats grass. None of that shit's in there. It's just you punch and you kick. That's it. Like, it's more. It has Pokemon fan service in terms of aesthetics.
I do feel. I feel like you have to find at least the Pokemon characters somewhat appealing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna play
I would think so
Yeah.
because I've watched a lot of gameplay and like everyone and their mom is streaming it right now and I've caught a good amount of it and it certainly doesn't look bad. It doesn't like grab me because I'm not a Pokemon fan though because it seems like a Pokemon game where fighting is happening.
I think I think it's kind of deceptive, like watching it, because it definitely it feels like a fighting game, probably more than it looks. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like it doesn't seem.
Sure.
You know, it doesn't seem like it would control like a regular fighting game, but it totally does. Like it feels like Tekken and Street Fighter 4, just like Terrell said, in many ways. But it just. Well, I know when I watch it, it doesn't look like you play it that way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks very non-traditional in terms of watching it. But if you actually if you get your hands on the controller, because I think there are some demo kits already out in like Best Buys and stuff where you could try it.
Like GameStop.
So like,
I would like to do that.
I would say like if you're wary about it, like try the demos at one of those stations. Because the way it looks and the way it plays is almost 2 completely different things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So here's
I
a
do have to
question
say.
though.
Oh, go ahead.
Does it have more content than Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, technically.
It has a single player that doesn't disconnect you with the online. It's working, so yeah.
I I think Squeaks the Cat was alluding to that. And he caught that in his last video. But yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So how does the online work with friends and stuff? How does that?
It's like a code, isn't it?
No. Well, yes and no.
That's a way, yeah, but
In a way, because like it's a pretty simple online setup. It's like you can choose the battle with friends or anyone.
Oh yeah.
You select friends, and you can choose to have a code or not. If you don't choose a code, then it just pairs you up with any of your friends anyone on your friends list who pick the same options. The matches, like the connections, are ridiculously quick though. Like if you select anyone, you're getting into a match like in 5 or 10 seconds. It's ridiculous.
it felt like I was just playing offline. It was
like the
it was that
connections.
smooth.
Incredible.
It's really good. I was surprised.
How do you know who you're playing? Does it have their name or something?
It says their name on their character. Oh no! Actually, hold on.
No,
It says
yeah,
the trainer. It says
On
the
the
trainer.
trainers.
Well, yeah, what do you name your trainer in the game? So
Yeah.
your trainer, what you want to be known as, or
So what if I name my trainer just George?
Then you're gonna be
That's what you do.
You would know that.
Actually, speaking of the trainer, I guess that's the one thing I really should talk about. My God, the amount of shit you can customize that trainer with is ridiculous.
It's a lot, but it's
like it's like different hairstyles, skin colors.
It's kind of crazy thinking about because you don't really see him. It's like he's not like a part of the game.
Yeah, like you'll see like his face, but that's about it.
Yeah, you'll see like during the
But the amount of items you can get for him or her is insane.
eye colors, eyebrow colors.
Yeah.
See, that stuff,
More
I
than
can't
Xenoblade.
do that anymore, man. I just can't spend that much time on people.
No,
Well, you don't because you don't see them
you
anymore.
don't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
you don't
have
even
to.
see them.
You can just do like a basic look for them, but just know.
Yeah, that's what I do in every game. Like Elder Scrolls games, Xenoblade. It's like 5 minutes. Here's a face. Here's some hair, and I'm like, good.
Well, I mean, you win these items. It's not like you start the game with 1,000 of these. Like that's part of your reward. Your reward for beating the single player is items and clothing for your character.
I don't like that, man. I want my game to be completely open when I buy it. I don't want it to sit around. I don't want content
It's
to
like
be locked
on-disc
away.
DLC for free.
I don't want content to be locked away on my desk. I want everything open.
Or I want to pay $20 to get it all right up front.
Right up there you go.
But
You gotta pay to win.
I guess the last thing to mention is that if you want to get all the stages and supports, you gotta play the single player. So
Yeah, you have to.
you gotta play single player, which is jarring because it's not like every time you beat a match you get something new. No, it's like every time you beat a league you get like a set of stages.
Right.
Damn.
And the support characters is the same thing. You got to beat the league in order to get the support characters.
Dare I say you have to grind.
Yeah, that's what it started. I'm on the Red League and I'm already feeling like a grind. I don't know. Am I the only one here who's actually fought Shadow Mewtwo like once yet?
I haven't fought him yet.
I haven't fought him.
I'm only an hour and 37 minutes in, so I guess.
Just know when you fight him, I don't expect to win. For some reason, he's ridiculously hard when you
Oh
run.
boy.
And you run across him like every time you beat a lead. So as soon as you beat that green lead, you're gonna run into him.
Even if I have the card that came with the game.
I actually haven't even used the damn card. The card's still sitting in the package in my box.
Yeah, mine too.
I haven't used my Wolf Link amiibo. It's still in the box.
How could you?
What?
Lose?
Well, I haven't used it either. I mean,
Well, actually, speaking of Meepo, that's one other update I'll make. I got Roy in the mail today, and I got Ryu on Friday.
Let's just say that
I walked into
teachers
Best
may,
Buy.
I may or may not have ordered another amiibo.
You weak!
The addiction returns.
It was only $10.
planning on it. I wasn't even planning on it. I just walked in the store to pick up Pokken, and they were just sitting there, and they're like, "Buy me."
Roy is already like $20. Like he's sold out on Amazon.
Really? Because I
Roy
walked
is?
in. Where was
Yeah.
I? Best Buy.
Well, no, he's only GameStop exclusive.
Oh, that's right. I walked in a
Is it?
GameStop,
Mm.
and they had like 10 of them just
Yeah,
sitting.
they
there.
didn't have them. But the Amazon Prime thing you guys were telling me about, or Rob?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went ahead and did that, and it's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a great feeling, dude. It's like
So
I got
Star Fox Zero pre-ordered for $50.
Right?
Yeah.
And it shows you what the discount is.
Yeah.
Metroid
you will-
Prime Federation Force $30.
There you go.
Pre-ordered.
And you will have that
Oh, did
game.
you actually
Because
pre-order
it's
it?
Prime, you're going to have that freaking game day one. You will have
Mhm.
it day one.
Pre-ordered
Yeah.
Federation
It's-
Force.
for $30, I figured that's for $30 it's worth it. I think so.
I'm glad
for
to hear
trying.
you're going to get it because I'm still making up my mind. And if in fact I
Me
don't
too.
get it, I'll be really curious to hear you talk about
It'll
it.
be. I think it'd be worth to give it a chance, unless
Yeah.
the reviews come out like a week before and it's just like, oh my god, this game's
Yeah,
garbage.
I
It's
feel like
broken.
if I see reviews that are 7s and above, I'll probably feel like, I'm going to just get it because I'm a Metroid fan.
It needs to be a
It gives
9.
Juice to turn on. It gives Juice a reason to turn on his 3DS.
Yeah, I was looking at it the other day. I was like, man, this thing hasn't been powered on in like 2 months.
See, I'm going to splurge for myself this week and finally pick up Fire Emblem because I've been dying to play it, so that's going to be my 3DS game for a while.
Awakening or the new Fates?
Oh, no, Fates. I'm going to
Okay.
I'm going to pick up Birthright and yeah.
You're gonna have fun with that, sir.
I know,
That's all.
dude. When you said you beat it, I was so jealous. So I'm excited for your review.
Oh,
I'm salty. I'm salty about Fates because I pre-ordered the special edition and they canceled my pre-order on me.
Oh no.
Oh, did they?
Oh yeah, they got me. They got me. I'm one of the people they got. So
Just like
That
one of the
sucks.
people they got.
it's like I don't understand how you can do that and just.
It's called being a dick.
It was illegal.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
It's just
really,
like what happened with the Majora's Mask 3DSs, if you remember.
Well, they
saying
did that
yeah,
Best Buy, but then Best Buy gave me $50 store credit.
yeah.
Good for Best Buy. That's cool.
Yeah, so I got my new 3DS for like $150 or something. Up
GameStop don't give a damn.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Side
They're
note,
like, you'll be back.
which I
No.
guess side note, Hyrule Legends apparently is coming out this week, right?
The reviews are,
Yeah.
the scores are pretty low.
Are they? I haven't seen any reviews.
Yeah,
of
from
I
what
just
I've
think-
heard, you got to be playing this on a new 3DS.
Well, yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
people are playing on the original and taking points away, but apparently it runs pretty poorly on the old 3DS. It's at a 69. I mean, that's not terrible.
That's not so bad.
Well,
I'll take
69.
68.
That's pretty low. That's
It's
pretty
also
low.
it's also a port of a fucking Wii U game. I
Mhm.
mean, you also got to remember that.
But the new 3DS version looks way better than the original.
Yeah,
I'm
it
still,
does.
I'm such a sucker and a junkie for Hyrule Warriors. I might plunk down on that too, because I
Yeah.
do really.
Well, I mean-
want to try. And apparently the word is. Tell me if you guys heard something different, but I was watching some reviews on it, and the word is that, or no, it wasn't a review. It was Terminator Juice, your favorite people, Game Explain. They had a whole big breakdown of it, and I know even if you don't like their opinions, the guys at least do have good knowledge, and they were talking about the content, and apparently. You are going to be able to download like Linkle for the Wii, but I guess her specific story element mode is only in the 3DS version. I think
Yeah,
that's what I.
You
That
can
is-
also get the
that
character
is-
or something like that.
Yeah, you get the character and you get a story element, and I think for the Wii U, all you can get is the character.
It's just the character, yeah.
Yeah, you can just get the characters, and then I
So
think,
that's
and
to
then
me
the-
a pretty good reason to play the Wii U or the 3DS version.
also they finally kind of outlined the North American packs, like the DLC packs that they talked about in that direct.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And all that, and for some reason, it's actually pretty cheap. It's like $12 for the
It's
season
very
pass.
cheap. Yeah,
I
I
was
think the
surprised.
3DS is only $10. The 3DS season pass, I think, is only $10.
Yeah, the 3DS is $10. Actually, no. From what I'm looking at, it's $14 for the 3DS, and it's $10 for the Wii U.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal, all things considered. So.
Right.
From a game that's already super packed full of content. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised. This must have sold really well for them to keep putting out this stuff in it.
Yeah, I think it will. I honestly I think it really has sold very well, and I would not be surprised if we get a newer version, like a sequel, on the NX or whatever happens in the future. I guarantee
Probably
that they're
will.
probably working on another version of this.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So
All right,
you have
so-
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah, that's the
I
one
think
I kind of
that's
want
the
more
next.
anything.
I think that's the obvious next game in the Warriors.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd
I
be
would be
fantastic.
excited for that too.
yeah.
You just want
that's a given.
you want a console Lucina. That's what you want. You want to see
I mean-
an HD killing everything.
I'd be excited because it's not gonna be on the Wii U probably, so I'd like to see what they could do with a little more horsepower. Because Hyrule Warriors was fine and all, but the visual style didn't really do much for me. It's just the
Yeah,
generic.
the engine didn't feel very up to date.
No, and I'm not graphics whoring out or anything, but the gameplay, the repetitive gameplay, is what really stopped me from playing it for extended periods. But I would like to see like the Fire Emblem art style, like they do for the cinematics and stuff, like in a full-fledged game with the.
Yeah, but at that point, wouldn't it just make more sense for them to do a console Fire Emblem game?
Oh,
Than like a Fire Emblem
Sure.
Warriors?
Well,
But-
I'm kind of curious. Well, I don't know because you gotta
there's a
remember.
lot more involved in a full-fledged Fire Emblem console game than there is.
Also, I'm thinking
Sure,
after
yeah.
Fates, they got to take a fucking break. They got to take like a huge break.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's move along here to let's talk about two games that got a little bit of. Well, one got a lot of attention for something missing feature, and another one just recently kind of got announced for an easy mode, if you will. So Hive Jump developer says they couldn't get the online co-op with the budget they had and the team they had. They couldn't get it going on the Wii U, and a lot of people were up in arms about that. No longer going to buy the game. Everyone, if you listen to my podcasts, what was it, 2 podcasts ago, where I talked about my thoughts on online co-op, like how it means nothing to me, like it's more of a hassle trying to find people to play, get your friends together and have 3 other people play. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on, it's an indie game and it looks pretty solid. Everything else about it seems to be very well done. So how do you guys feel about the lack of the online co-op on the Wii U version? What has that done to your guys' hype for the game? Is anybody not going to buy it now?
I'm not gonna buy it now. Completely
Okay.
pissed me off. Like, I was like, really, and then the line that they gave, telling me what my Wii U is about. Like, really?
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
party machine.
that, yeah, it's like, really? That pissed me off. So I was so hyped for the game, and now it fizzled out from that. So yeah, done.
Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm actually not so mad about it, and I still think I'm going to be interested in the game. But that's because it's a game that I have my girlfriend who I live with, and an in-person person who I will be able to play that game with, and we're pretty excited to give it a shot. But I do think that even though I'm not like super mad at the fact that it's not included, I do still think the line they gave was like pretty horseshit and like borderline offensive, kind of like
I
what
was
you're saying
offended.
to you. Yeah, it's like you're telling the audience and Nintendo like
What their
the
machine
purpose
is
of
about.
yeah, and like that's not really cool. Like they should have just stuck more with their like the second statement they had to come out with, their damage control, and if you want to call it that, where they were like, yeah, it was really hard, we didn't have the budget and the time and this and that. Like it sounds more believable and more acceptable than this whole like, oh, we believe the Wii U was made for this purpose only, and it's not what our game is supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I think that line was kind of like a bunch of horseshit. And I think people have a right to be a little bit upset about that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I wanted to play with you guys. Like that's
Totally.
and that was the easiest way to play with everybody. Not everybody here has a Xbox One. Not everybody, we can all jump up on one system and play it together. So I thought that would, having the Wii U version, I know we all have Wii U's, that would be the easiest way to play with everybody.
Yep.
And they just totally took that away from me, So, and then they gave that bogus excuse.
Yeah. Then it makes me wonder if like they knew they were going to be catching flack for it, and they probably did know it. But it just seems like a curious choice, unless there really is something that is holding them back for it, other than, oh, the Wii U is a party system, which is bullshit anyway. I mean, there might be something else that we're not considering, but it just doesn't go over well when you say it that way. I can look past it. The game looks good, but I think it's a shame.
It's not a party system. That's another. It's not the N64. Like online. It's not what it's. I mean.
Yeah, but if you look at
they have all that stuff that Nintendo tried to make it that kind of a system that everybody at home, but not
with like Nintendo World and stuff.
Yeah, nobody really wanted that or went that way with it. So I don't know.
Here's how I look at it. I bought Trine 2 and Trine 1, both 3-player co-op games, and I've never once played them online. And I put plenty of time and enjoyed both games completely as a single-player experience. And a lot of the PC gamers, it was all about the co-op experience and stuff like. So as long as Hive Jump still works as a single-player experience, it hasn't changed my opinion one bit. Because like just trying to get you guys to play like I said before, a Splatoon squads match, trying to get 3 other people next to impossible. I think we did it twice, maybe 3 times. So trying to get someone to play a game like this. And isn't it like generated levels? Don't they just like the levels?
You mean like randomly generated?
Yeah, randomly generated levels.
I don't
every
actually know
play.
the answer to that.
I thought they talked about that, but anyway, I just don't see the level structure like if like a single player game like a Contra or something. If it's just a short little 1 hour or 2 hour thing, yeah, then without the co-op, it's definitely a no buy. So it was always for me, it was always the game was the purchase was always going to be decided by what the actual final game is. Is it one of those Contra experiences where you can beat it in an hour, but it's just playing with other people that makes it fun and playing it repeatedly? Or does it have like Trine 2, where it's like, I doubt it'll be a 20-hour game, but even if it's like the first Trine, which is like a 5-hour game, where there's a good
Where it's
amount,
still good with
and
just
it's playable,
one player.
yeah. That's what it was always going to be for me. So
yeah, I can agree with
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
too.
honestly, I think I'm just more mad about the line.
yeah, I didn't even
that they
read
gave.
the
You know,
first-
like that's. I think I mean, you make a lot of sense with the will we really be able to play that much together? Probably not. But it was good to have that option. Still.
And I didn't hear the first time I read about it was the second thing they said, and I was like, oh yeah, this stuff all makes sense. Like they talked to many developers trying to get it to work. They just didn't have the budget and the team to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
that would have been great.
That's all I knew. I didn't
I
hear
heard
should have
that
said
from the
that right
beginning.
away. Well, and that's
That-
what makes you wonder if that's even true, though.
But now, that's the thing. Now it doesn't even feel like it's true. It feels like they were just, like you said, damage controlling, trying to cover up their what was really the truth. They didn't want to do it.
I'm sure
they felt
they could do it. It's just, are they willing to spend the money to develop that part of it? 'Cause I'm sure that's the truth, but they maybe didn't want to say it so harshly. Hey, it's not worth spending the money to make this online co-op on the Wii U, for a return.
And I may be biased, but I think a game like that feels better on a Nintendo console. I don't know, because it's a 2D kind of shooting game. Nintendo going way back to the NES.
Well, very openly inspired by Metroid. They're touting that. They're very proud of that.
But you can't give us the same version as everybody else.
Yeah, it is a bummer, but
it's
like
kind
I
of
said, if it's only an hour-long game anyway, with online co-op,
we don't even know that.
I might have bought it with online co-op.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely won't now that it doesn't. But if the game was always going to hinge on what the final game was for the single player for me. So, because I mean, in a perfect world, the online co-op would be playing, every Saturday night or something. We could make that work, but it's just so hard with everyone's different schedules and.
Well, I got other friends. Y'all ain't my only friends.
You guys are my only friends that have Wii U's, so that's the thing. But anyway, I don't know if Terrell or Robert have anything to say before we talk.
I'm indifferent personally. I don't care about online co-op, so I'm kind of in your boat. I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
So let's get to the.
I would kind of say that I'm more of a single player anyway too. So regardless co-op or single player anyway, I'm probably still gonna get the game. But yeah, that line just does really affect
I am.
me.
I'm the same way. I'm more of a single player guy, and the single player game was gonna matter the most to me anyway. But because they dropped that line that so many other companies have dropped, they've always made these weird excuses as to what the Wii U was about, and it just felt like they were disrespected me as a Nintendo gamer.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I feel like if Red Knight was still making YouTube videos, he would have made a video.
It's too soon, man. It was too soon.
Yeah.
Red, if you're listening to this,
and we know you are.
Don't take too long to come back and make videos, because
where you at, boy?
YouTube got a lot less intriguing, and I don't check my activity,
especially this community, this part of the
subscription feed.
Yeah, I was supposed to be on. He invited me on a podcast too, man. I was looking forward to that.
That Super Bowl weekend.
Yep. Yeah, that was a
Super
really
Bowl
unfortunate
Sunday.
time to ask a Broncos fan, "Hey, you want to do a podcast on Sunday?" Yeah, no, I don't. I have a Super Bowl to watch. But I do still want to be on the podcast. So.
I wish he whatever. He hasn't talked to me personally about what his decision was based on or anything. But
is he? I guess I don't know if we even should get it. Is he just not actively doing it on purpose
he
right
says,
now?
well, he posts on Google Plus that he's not. He's going to take a hiatus, and who knows?
Oh, okay.
Indefinite hiatus.
Gotcha.
So, I wish he hadn't. I mean,
hopefully it's not bad stuff then. Sometimes life is what it is. So hopefully.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be a multitude of things. So.
Ms. T makes a video here and there now, and Rob Rule 2 makes a video talking about NX rumors and stuff like that.
Just for you. I'm going to title the next one Terminator Juice's NX House of Fun.
We're actually going to talk about that. photo
Yeah.
I was
after
posting
we
a
excited.
response video to Rob like a week ago.
Yeah, I was looking for it, man. Come on.
I know. It's coming. It's coming. I'll do it tonight.
The Xbox
So-
one, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so this hasn't been like widespread people crying, but I just have a feeling. I read this article about Miyamoto. I think it kind of released today. Everyone, everywhere has kind of been posting it. Sure, I don't know if Game Explain discussed it or not because I'm not subscribed to them. But so Star Fox, Miyamoto was talking about how initially they had all these ideas and basically they wanted to just stick to the roots of Star Fox 64. It's called Zero because it's not really a sequel. It's not a remaster. All this and that. And then one of the things he threw in there was how it's a challenging game. If you play like take the alternate pass and stuff, you'll have quite a bit of trouble getting past the final boss or whatever. But then he followed that up by saying that I don't know if it was 100% certain or if it's an idea. They said there was going to be an invincibility option for the R-Wing for people who aren't very good at games, maybe new to the series, younger gamer, who still wants to play all the levels and see the whole story and everything. And I just got a feeling that was going to be like, I always bring up Derek Steelfox, who wasn't going to buy Dark Souls 2 if they had a difficulty setting. Like there's people out there like if there's an option for the white Tanuki suit or whatever in Mario,
I was just thinking about
they
that.
get so mad, and it's like I just have a feeling this is going to be the same situation. And then guess what happens? The game comes out and no one talks about it because the gamers like us, we don't use that stuff. But Mr. T's, maybe not the kid that your son that beat
My son's a beast.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
6-year-old beat Metal Gear Solid
Damn.
3 like 3 times.
But for younger kids and stuff, a lot of like Donkey Kong Country Returns is like impossible for my nephew when he was like 9. But then they had like the white gorilla that could get you through the level. You didn't get any of the stuff in it, but so you could get to the next level. Maybe it would be easier for you. So I just have a feeling that people are going to take this and cry about it and just find another reason to hate on
They
Star
already
Fox.
have, man. You see the comment sections of some of the
Oh, really?
yeah, some of the news report sites. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, oh, you're just doing this for babies.
God.
Only the hardcore Star Fox fans are gonna buy this. Why do you need an invincibility mode? I'm like, you do realize the whole point of making video games is to appeal to everybody. Like that's always been
Right.
Nintendo's philosophy. And what always pisses me off is like you can ask for options in the form of more game modes and different like options and voice chat and shit. But when they cater to another, and not everybody cares about voice chat. But when they cater to like the younger fan who likes the character but doesn't really know how to play the game properly, oh, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, why is that a problem? But catering to the voice chat, oh, see, that's expected, that's required. What? It's ridiculous.
To quote a famous quote, are we really crying about options? We're not crying about options, are we? This is an option.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to do it. I mean,
Mhm.
I had to come around on this stuff a few years ago on this stuff. And the reason is because people have been crying about a Star Fox game for how long? Like, how long?
Exactly.
And the thing is, we haven't gotten one because why? They haven't sold very well past the 64 one.
Mhm.
Like, and that's one of the reasons they're putting this thing in there, so more people will have access to it. It'll be more appealing to a broader audience, and more people play it, and more people will buy it, and we'll get more Star Fox games. Like,
Yep.
that
That's
is the end goal.
The exact point I wanted to bring up was that exact thing. Like, we're at the point where, assuming this game is going to be as good as we all think it's going to be, we want this game to be successful, so Nintendo realizes they can make more Star
Yeah.
Fox games.
But-
And if they can sell it to twice as many people because of a mode that allows people to play it that isn't mandatory, it's only a good thing.
Like, how many times have you watched or listened to a review or watched a review where the reviewer obviously just can't play the damn game,
Mhm.
and they're like,
Yeah.
they're like deducting points because of that? That happened to Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Yep.
That happened to Kirby even in the Rainbow Curse. So,
Ridiculous.
like, this is a thing that will at least also help with favorability when it comes to reviewing, which will also help with sales.
And he did mention they put a lot of effort in the story this time and stuff. So if, like, let's say you just really are terrible at the game and the controls aren't working for you, I guess, it'd suck to buy the game and not be able to play it. Or I think it's more for, family. Let's say Ms. T's kids want to play Star Fox, and if they're struggling or whatever, you can put on this mode. But the thing is, I said white Tanuki suit for Mario. I don't know which Mario game had the white Tanuki suit.
Oh, 3D World has
3D
it.
World.
That was 3D World?
3D World and 3D Land has it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was there was one in the 2D games.
Yeah, I feel like one of the 2D ones had it too.
And Galaxy 2, I don't know if Galaxy 2
Yeah,
had
Galaxy 2 had like a helper.
I can't even remember because I never used them once in my life.
Never used it.
Donkey Kong Country Returns, I did the white Gorilla just to get past one level because I was about to give up on the game back when I first got it. I don't know. I just wasn't in a platforming mode back then, and I was struggling. But other than that, the fact that it's there means nothing to me because I'm never going to use it. So why would it bother me that it's there? Like, I just don't see. That's like this.
Why are you offended by it?
Yeah, it's like I don't understand if you're not going to use it and it doesn't take away from the game, then I don't understand where there's anything negative to say about it.
Honestly,
actually, I have the perfect example of how it does work and how it is beneficial. And it's an actually pretty obvious example. I'm surprised I didn't think of it sooner. That's what happened to Fire Emblem. That's what they did for Fire Emblem Awakening. Awakening had a casual mode where, because, I mean, people know
that's true.
What Fire Emblem is known for is the fact that when you lose a unit in the game, they stay dead. But they added a casual mode, and that game sold like hotcakes.
Hey, Juice, would you have played Fire Emblem Awakening if you
I mean, I
couldn't
might have
save
got
everybody?
Based on the hype, I might have, but I would not have. I don't think I would have played it very
Probably wouldn't
long.
have beat it.
Exactly.
That was another game Derek Steelfox absolutely won't buy because it has the casual mode.
What?
It's just one of those
Really
guys.
have
I
it.
don't understand.
Bruh.
I just don't
It's
understand
like
that.
it's like let's say you hate mayonnaise, and you walk into a burger shop and you order a burger and you say no mayonnaise, and like, well, we have mayonnaise. Are you sure you don't want
And
mayonnaise?
they put it on the side in a little.
And they're like, here's some mayonnaise just in case, and you're like, fuck this, and you leave without eating your burger. What a waste of a cheeseburger that is, just because you didn't want the mayonnaise.
I don't
you
want
didn't
this
have to
burger
have.
because it has an option for mayonnaise.
Yeah, I don't like condiment options, so this place is bullshit.
I know we're not arguing about
true.
options, people. Options?
like,
Options?
Oh, man, that was great. I love that analogy.
yeah, it's like,
Feel free to use it in the future.
yeah, that's
fucking serious,
perfect. It's
man.
like it doesn't. How does it affect you that it's there, and it doesn't unless there's like online ranking that didn't
Yeah.
differentiate between easy mode and hard, which I guarantee there won't be.
And and if it did, it does. 'Cause even Mario, I think Mario 3D World will say, well, there's a way to let you know.
Oh yeah, your stars aren't flashing over your
right,
save file.
right. So it lets you know that hey, you use that white Tanuki. We know it. Everybody will know it.
We're always watching. We're
Right.
like Kris Kringle, bitch.
That's why I posted a screenshot on Miiverse of my 5 twinkling stars on 3D World, which meant you beat every level, top of the flagpole with every character. You didn't have to get to the top with every character, just one of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an accomplishment that for me goes down as one of my greatest accomplishments in gaming.
Right.
And the white Tanuki suit's in that game, but it didn't affect me at all in it. So I just don't.
It was.
understand.
I want to say it was Nintendo Enthusiast kind of video about this too, and he made a really good, like, obvious point where he's like, complaining about a lack of options obviously makes sense, but complaining about too many options is like the most boneheaded thing you could possibly think of. And I was like, that's a great point. That's the exact way to look
That's a
at it.
great point.
Removing options is always a problem. But like having options that no one has to use because like the definition of option means you can use it if you want doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't.
And
hurt
I
the game.
doubt you'll be able to get like all the medals and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like Bayonetta when you play Bayonetta 2 on the I haven't even never once played a level on the easiest setting.
Yeah, me neither.
But like it's a completely separate set of trophies
Mhm.
just like the
Yeah,
other
they
difficulties.
acknowledge that you used this thing and it, affects you appropriately. So there you
And
go.
I'm sure Star Fox is going to have difficulty settings, or I don't know, some way to say, if you did just like with Tropical Freeze or Returns, I mean, when you didn't get the Kong letters, you didn't get the stamp or the
Right.
puzzle pieces, it just got you to the next level, and basically you didn't play it, just got you through.
Yeah, so if anything, you would have to still go back to that level and do it without the invincibility.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you just
you have
want to
to.
see like the full level,
Yeah, that's just about getting through the game, beating the game. That's not about like achieving like, all the medals or all the,
and like
perks.
for the person that's going to use that, they're not watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts. So it's like, not to stereotype, but it's probably like Rob's wife or girlfriend, sorry.
Whoa, calm down.
Rob's wife.
Uh-oh.
She's
Man, I got
probably
my
not a
heart's going. I'm
hardcore.
freaking out. Anyway,
She's probably not going to play Star Fox from beginning to end single player and try to beat it, is she?
No. She'll play it, definitely, but she'll play it more like while I'm playing it. And
Yeah, and there's the co-op. Miyamoto said they added the co-op so a lesser skilled player can still do something, fly the
Yep,
ship.
that's what we'll do. We'll do stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I just don't see
That's an
people are
option. That's
so
cool.
pathetic to complain about that, and I knew it was going to happen, and I guess I was right.
My
Nintendo
son,
can do anything. They can package a $100 bill with everything they sell, and people will bitch about it. I don't need $100.
I mean, this is all part of Nintendo's. This is all part of Nintendo salt mode, because that's kind of where we are right now. And I feel like all the criticism, if any, on any of the games lately is because people are just disappointed in general. With Star Fox, it's not what a lot of people wanted it to be. They wanted it to be some, super graphical, powerhouse of a game, and I think it might have been that had the Wii U not, had the Wii U had been had been a success.
Yeah,
I think we. So this is a game that's basically part of the swan song of the Wii U, and at this point they weren't going to go all out crazy
and
like that on it.
they started development around the time people were asking for a reason to use the gamepad.
Right.
And you could tell with Splatoon, with Kirby, Mario Maker, even Fatal Frame, even though that wasn't Nintendo, there's a slew of games came out after that gamepad was integral to the, and I think this was another one where they're like, all right, we got to use the gamepad, because on the Wii, a lot of their major titles didn't use the motion controls, It might have used
near the end, yeah.
It might have used the pointer.
Quite a bit in the beginning, yeah.
Like Galaxy. I mean, yeah, I used the pointer to get star bits, but Mario
Nothing
Kart.
compelling.
A lot of those games didn't really utilize the motion controls or the pointer that much, and Nintendo's known to do that. Like they'll put out something and they don't, for their main games, they don't force it. But I think with all the pressure they're on, I think that Star Fox, they're like, all right, we got to come up with a way to use the gamepad, and then also Miyamoto wanted to do something different with Star Fox. He said he won't, that's the reason they haven't done it in a while, was he's looking for some new gameplay element or something to bring.
Like I never got like why people looked at the gamepad and say, and a lot of people did. It's like, why do I have to have this? I always thought of it as, a way to just add cool things. Yeah, like to me, it was never about justifying itself. The gamepad needs to justify why it exists.
It justifies itself when I turn it on and it has this awesome screen, and
that was enough for me. Like that was enough. I wanted other cool little things to happen. Obviously, we've gotten that, but the off TV play is huge to me. Like that was a huge thing to be able to do that. And just being able to intuitively, go through your menus and all that stuff. People wanted, they say they wanted more, but when we got more, a lot of people ain't buying these games.
No,
that's true. Like Zombie U and Wonderful 101. Like, where's the sales for those games?
Right. Right.
Well, actually, Zombie U didn't do as bad as people say.
That's true. It did do.
One
Okay,
of them is the complete.
Terrell's talking through the fan again.
Yeah, turn your fan off.
And Zombie U had other issues, obviously.
Yeah.
It did. I super love that game, but it's not perfect.
too.
It's
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like you made the good point. Everyone's like, why am I paying this extra money for this gamepad? It's costing an extra $100. The Wii U should be $250 or $200. Why am I paying for this gamepad if you're not going to use it? And then they use it consistently in 2015, and it's the worst year in gaming for Nintendo. You know, it's like
Yeah, now there's an argument to be made for too little, too late at that point, though. Like, even
Yeah,
though
but, I
I'm
mean-
with you, but it was pretty late in the Wii U's life cycle, and I think like most of the gaming industry had kind of decided to not care about the system, as sad as
That's
that
true,
is.
but-
I mean, for gamers,
but
if you own the console, like, why aren't you buying these games? Cause it
Definitely
like,
agree. I mean, at the end of the day, 13 million people is still a lot of people, and if those many people have Wii U's, a lot of those people should be buying these good freaking games.
Right.
So I definitely do agree with that. I do want to bring up something else that kind of ties into this, though, that's sort of on the kind of negative side, which I hate to do about Star Fox because I'm so super excited for the game. But this kind of flips the script on what we're talking about, so I'm curious to your guys' thoughts, because I heard this, and maybe this is wrong, so tell me if I'm wrong. But I know for a long time they maintained that, yes, there's motion control, but you can also use standard control. And I recently heard from someone reputable who I just can't even remember, someone said that I think that they pulled that out. And now the only way you can do it is with the gamepad? Does anyone know if that's true?
Yeah, that's true.
It's only motion control, I believe.
They
I
took
think
away
they
an
kept
option.
it.
I think you can customize the motion controls, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Really?
something like
And
that.
That, as somebody who still was only going to play that game with the gamepad, I was still disappointed to hear that. I was like, wow, why would you guys do that? I feel like it would be a big benefit to the game for other people to have the option to be able to play it the regular
We'll have
way.
to see because they added the co-op person controls the ship without tilting, so it's still in the game. I'll have to wait till it's 100% confirmed.
Yeah, see, and I don't really know if it is, but it was spoken about like it was recently, like they changed their mind.
Kind
And
of
basically was
remember
like,
that,
yeah,
too.
we were doing that, but we decided to remove it so you can only play with the motion.
Maybe single player, that's the only option because otherwise the aiming, like you're still going to use the left stick probably to move your ship up and down.
Yeah.
And the aiming's with the gyro, so there's no way to not do that unless you could lock your aiming to your ship's movements. But I think they're building gameplay elements around that, being able to aim one direction while going another.
Which I support completely, but I still thought it was kind of curious to remove that.
Well,
option.
I had saw in a lot of preview events recently when we got to see the game again and during the direct because they really saw that preview footage. Everyone had their interviews with Miyamoto. That when people were playing the game, they noticed that man, these shots are require a lot more precision than they did before. And I think that might be part of the reason why you still got to use the gamepad because it's not like a simple shoot in that general direction and you hit it.
Oh, because the enemies are maybe designed around having access to the gamepad?
Yeah. Like there's an enemy in the Fortuna level, Fortuna, where like it opens and closes its mouth, and the part that you have to hit is inside of its mouth, and you have to like specifically aim at its mouth when it's open. So I think it's just more precise aiming. And I think that's what it's supposed to be for.
That sounds exciting to me. I welcome the challenge of having to...
Well, and that kind of gets into something that always pissed me off. That people are like, oh, man, we haven't had, a Metroid game in I don't know how long, and Star Fox and F-Zero, and I'm sitting there going... And then people go... And I remember what some Shogyo said. He was like, you don't need to try to reinvent the formula every time you make a new game. You just need to put out just a new version of a game that we've already played. And I'm like... But shit didn't sell. That was the problem.
Right after they said that they just keep reusing ideas and stuff,
then they ask for you to reuse your idea for an IP that you haven't seen in a while.
I think it depends on the game you're talking about, though, because something with the Star Fox where it hasn't really worked, then it's like, well, maybe you should change it, even though they're not changing it with this. But something with, like, I don't know, Mario, or like those 3D Marios always do great, like, I can understand where someone's like, don't change it too much because that always works.
Yeah,
so
but Star Fox has been changed, and it hasn't worked, and
And even Mario is consistently different throughout his games. It's not like you can't say 64 is the ssame as Galaxy.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a core design that's still there, but like the gameplay style is completely different. So like when people tell me it's like, oh well, we don't for F-Zero, you don't need a new game that just changes the formula. Because I think that was one of Miyamoto's original reasons for why he hadn't made an F-Zero in so long. He was like, oh well, I can't think of anything interesting to do with it. And they were like, you don't need to do that. Just put out another F-Zero. And I'm just
it's like telling Nintendo not to be Nintendo.
Yeah.
Don't
that's
do
what they
always
do.
Done.
Yeah.
What they always do.
On one side of their mouth, they're saying, quit rehashing things. We need
Right.
new, fresh ideas. On the other side of the mouth, they're saying,
Please
just
make the
give
same
us,
game.
just give us a better looking Star Fox.
Yeah.
So, come on, you can't have both. So let's get on to real quick before we talk about the leaked controller. PlayStation VR pricing was announced, and Rob made a video on this.
Mm-hmm.
Both Rob, I think Robert, you did too, or you mentioned it on something.
No, I mentioned it on Twitter. I was like, yeah, I don't know.
So basically $460, because how many people have a PlayStation camera?
No,
No,
Shuhei
nobody.
Yoshida is the only person who has a
Yeah.
PlayStation.
So basically $460, PlayStation
Technically, like
VR.
510 because of the
And then
move
there-
controllers.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think you need those though.
Yeah, but let's be
Probably
real
not.
here, it's gonna be cooler.
It
If you-
Sure,
probably
but if it's not required, so you know.
No, it's not. It's not. But come on. Yeah, maybe.
So basically,
He's like, come on, man, you
But come on.
it basically more than doubled the price of.
It's
of a
more
play-
than the console.
If you don't have a PS4, if you do, yeah, you're paying more than you did for the console. And if you don't, then it's a pretty steep investment. So just real quick, let's start with Ms. T. What do you feel about? Because we always talk about VR, the gimmick, and how it's really not. Gaming is not its. Probably shouldn't be the avenue they push. It should be other functions, like I said, like they already have that virtual theater. The idea that I said, where you can like pick a theater and you're sitting there,
That's so
and
cool.
the screen looks huge. I mean, I've seen it in low res. So what do you think of this $400 price point, and then you have to have the camera, so it's basically $460. How are you feeling about the PlayStation VR at this point?
It's a fail out of the gate. As far as I'm concerned, like maybe if the camera was part of the PlayStation 4 like it was initially planned to be,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody had one already. But I mean, I think it's a fail because you're asking people to buy that separately. You already have let's say you have your PS4 already, so you're asking people to buy that the bundle for the, what is it called, VR.
Mhm.
Just PlayStation VR, yeah.
Yeah, so you ask people to buy that, and then you're asking them to go out and get a camera. Like, and they have to make it easier.
It
But
should be
I
bundled with the camera.
They also
It
need to
should,
make
it should be bundled with the camera. So yeah, to me, because it's too many hurdles, and I haven't seen any compelling software. So
The thing
Yeah.
looked. I do like the design they went with over the Oculus, the actual plastic unit. But I'm hearing the what is it? Who's making it? The one for Steam with Valve that they're working. Is that HTC?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the Vive, yeah.
I've read some not hands-on, but eyes-on impressions,
Hands-on.
and that comes with like gyro controllers and these camera sensors. It's like a full-on system. It's gonna be pricier, but someone talked about it was Everest, I think. It was like a interactive simulation thing of like you're climbing Mount Everest, and the guy said he had to turn it off because it was just so
I
tense.
saw that. Yeah. He was like, he was gonna fall out of his chair.
Yeah, like,
Because yeah.
and something like that sounds pretty cool, like an interactive experience.
yeah,
The gaming part of it for me, at no point ever sounded interesting. Like, because like I always say, if you're driving a car, you gotta be looking forward anyway. It's basically like a better version of 3D, but you're not gonna be looking behind you and stuff. You're driving a car. You're not gonna be looking behind you if you're playing a 3D, third-person action game.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't.
I mean, you will for the first 5 minutes, and then you
Yeah.
over it.
Then you're gonna be like, all right, I gotta look ahead. What's the point of looking around when my character's out in front of me? Unless it's a first-person perspective,
Yeah.
you still gotta look where you're shooting. So, but anyway, I didn't mean to go off.
I don't think the idea even of VR is bad, or PlayStation VR in particular, but I just think, I mean, you can talk about the price, and obviously, I mean, all these things are expensive, but if you're gonna sell this thing, you gotta have everything you need in the box. You can't ask people to hopefully have it already or go out and buy it separately.
It's almost like the new 3DS and AC adapter.
Right. That's I mean that's
That
ridiculous.
pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, they have a
I think it actually hurt the sales of the thing.
yeah,
but
I
they
think
have
so.
a $499.99 for so $500 bundle
what does that
with
come
the
with?
it comes with the camera also and 2 move controllers and the game like the
Wow.
VR worlds.
Yeah, I think it comes with 2 games, right? Doesn't it? Or is
So
it
that's
Well,
just one?
it's like a
500?
demo disc, and then one is called VR Worlds. It's the full game or whatever. It's like Nintendo Land, but for VR basically.
$500.
Yeah, so that's the real thing you want to buy.
Probably
You know what I
that's
mean?
probably the
500.
one worth getting if you're gonna get it.
And at that point, that's $100 less than what the Oculus Rift is. Because the
Yeah, and
Oculus
you're
Rift is
still getting-
$599.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Oculus Rift comes with everything, right?
No,
It
that's,
does.
they don't
it
have
comes
those
with a
controllers yet.
controller.
Comes with an
Oh, it
Xbox
doesn't?
One
Oh.
controller.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have. They're not done designing the motion controllers.
And you need you need a workstation PC to run the damn
Yeah,
thing.
you do need a really good PC. Well,
That's
and
the
what there
benefit.
is a PC bundle for the Oculus Rift that's $1,500.
Yeah, there's like a 1,500. Yeah.
Yikes.
The PSVR, that's its biggest advantage is you just need a PS4.
Yeah, totally
But
agree.
$500. I mean that. I'm sure it's gonna sell decently to out of the 40 million. I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if it sells 1 million units relatively quickly. But beyond that, like the kid I was telling you guys about who had the Samsung VR for his Galaxy S6,
Uh-huh.
that's been sitting in a box at my workstation because we're in the process of moving for 3 weeks. He hasn't touched it. He hasn't missed it. He hasn't needed it. And I said, dude, you want to get that VR,
You want to get that piece of crap out of here? Come on, man.
And it's like literally the first day he wanted to show everybody, everyone's cool. It's cool. Give me 10 minutes, and then show the next person. And it was all awesome. The next day, it was done. Like
Yeah. He had more fun showing people how to use it. Than
Exactly.
actually using it
See,
himself.
that's the thing. I'm somebody who's still, like I even said in my video, I want to be surprised and learn that VR actually is awesome. And it's awesome for gaming, and it's just a really cool thing, and it totally delivers. I don't know that it will, but I'd love to learn that. But that scenario you described, Terminator, is like, I think, the #1 thing that VR will be good for. To show it off for the first couple of weeks, and then there's no reason to turn it on.
Yeah.
That's it. It's going to be great at parties, and you can be like, hey, check it out. Oh, I'm glad you came over. By the way, I have this new VR thing. You want to check this out? It's really cool. You're going to love it for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That'd be
that's
amazing
game
for
over.
porn. That's fun.
And for porn. But I mean,
That's what people really want. Let's be
that's
serious.
the
Let's
thing
be
people
honest.
talk about, though, that I agree with is, like, it's probably, like, VR doesn't really have, like, a long-term gaming application.
No.
It's going to be, it probably will help, like, the medical fields and educational fields and the porn industry. Like,
How many
those are
movies in the
always-
'90s? How many movies in the '90s had that
Oh, dude.
futuristic, sci-fi movies from the '90s that had that sequence where
We all
some
knew
nerd
about
was
the
wearing
lawnmower man, man.
And
We all wanted that.
Well, let me tell you another thing though that it could bring simulators like flight simulators and stuff into people's homes more practically.
That would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Oh yeah, and someone else brought up a good point, like travel purposes. Like if you
Mhm.
want to have a virtual tour of like I want to go to Japan, and maybe I can like go to Japan,
Yeah,
and like actually see what some of these temples and things look like from
Go
home.
to some of these awesome museums and like have a
in a museum like the
Yeah.
Louvre. Like what if you
Yeah.
want to see what that looks like?
You pay like
That's-
$20 and you
yeah.
can take the tour, as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Or something.
The 3DS actually has that, which is kind of cool, but
Mhm.
Really?
obviously it'd be way better than what the
I think the
3DS.
Wii U has it too, doesn't it?
I don't know if it has the virtual tour.
And the funny thing is,
Not
3DS,
anymore.
the 3DS has,
Yeah, not anymore.
They just ended it. I forgot about that.
but a lot of people don't realize the 3DS has like a Halo lens with the VR cards.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the AR stuff.
Comes out or AR comes out of your tabletop wherever you're looking. Like these things come out of the environment.
Yeah, the Vita does that too, I think.
Yeah. Well, and the PSP did it even.
Did it?
Yeah, it really did, which is really crazy.
Well, it probably didn't work as well without the 3D though. I mean,
No, yeah, it wouldn't be as awesome, but it was, the technology goes back that far, though,
yeah.
which is pretty
So
interesting.
yeah, I mean, there's some cool applications, but let's move on because we got one more topic and we got 20 minutes left. So
It's almost Juice's bedtime.
Oh,
so let's
The
talk
juice
about
is asleep.
let's talk about the rearview mirror controller. The supposed leaked NX controller, and let's just first go down the list, real or fake. Do you think this is like a prototype for the actual NX? I'm gonna say fake as fuck. Mr. T?
Yeah, it's fake.
Rob?
Fake.
Robert?
Fake.
Terrell?
Fake.
All right, so we all think it's fake. So the only difference
Confirmed
between
fake.
the only difference is I don't think the whole picture's fake. Like I think someone actually built something.
Oh yeah, I think somebody built that. Yeah.
Yeah, someone
Because
built
I know
that.
a lot of people were saying like the whole thing looks photoshopped.
No. I
But
think it's,
the thing that, like Rob said in his video, I said that immediately. Like, when is a final or a prototype or something looked exactly 100%
Like the final product.
the patent,
the patent.
the
Yeah.
little drawings from the patent.
Mm.
Like, it even has this like the single button. If you look at the patent, and it's like, why? I understand the patent picture does show like the image going everywhere, but why would you want the screen to go where your hands are gonna be covering, like where your thumbs are and stuff? It's anyway.
A patent is to lock down an idea.
Yeah.
So you're not in building stages. You're just trying to patent the idea so nobody else can use it. You know.
Yeah, Nintendo wasn't patenting an oval-shaped controller.
Well, the gamepad patent, that was almost square, but it was generally the same idea as the final gamepad.
Now, do you mean the patent or the prototype gamepad?
Yeah, you mean I think
the actual patent for the gamepad, which I don't remember that was leaked.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that.
It was
I never saw it.
almost.
Did they have like
square-ish.
2 Wii remotes or something on the side of it, or am I thinking about?
Well, the one I found from 2011, it looked like the gamepad where they cut about 3 inches out of the middle, scrunched it together, and made the screen 50% bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just real rough in shape and stuff. So maybe they do like that oval design. I'm not sure. But let's just talk about what's the most fake part of this so-called leaked photo. For me, it's just the image on the screen just looks it looks wrong. Like, what is that? It looks like 6th gen graphics and
the thumb pads.
I think the thumb pads are my favorite.
That's the most egregious thing on there. Like
yeah.
Because the whole, it looks like a physical. Somebody actually made that shape.
And it looked like it was well put together. That especially the right thumb pad. I don't know if it just looked like it was off center. It was like off.
But
see,
the
and
biggest,
that's the kind of. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say the biggest thing is that plug that's plugging in. Like that looks.
I pointed that out too.
Hybrid.
The whole thing to me reeks of just trying too hard. That's exactly. It's the whole concept, like you were talking about, T, and like I brought up in my video, where it's like, well, someone like thought of a great way to fool everybody, which was like, oh, I'll just copy the image that was on the patent, and then you talk about like that big plug, and also like I talked about in that video, it's like somebody had noticed every time you see a real prototype for something, they have those big awkward cables plugging into them. Just like
and by the way, let's take a picture of it with using a Nokia N-Gage.
Yeah, seriously.
Like the worst camera picture quality ever. Like, flip
and it's
phone
like,
quality.
I mean, it just doesn't seem legit. Like that doesn't look like a product Nintendo would put out for like prototype for like a development kit.
It doesn't make sense.
You know, the patent does have an oval controller, but that doesn't look like long term. There's no grips or anything to it.
Yeah, but how the hell are you supposed to hold it?
It's missing the grip.
Yeah, how do you hold it? Like Nintendo is all about. You can say what you want about the controllers, but they're always really comfortable. Like even the gamepad. Like they went back from that flat kind of what do you call it? iPod or iPad looking thing where they went back. I mean like the back of it, because it looked like it was flat before. It looked like it was like an
iPad or
an iPad
tablet or something.
Like a tablet. But they went back and made it more economical. So your hands with your grips basically on the bottom of it. So
you could probably say, even though I think the thing is still super fake, the case that it could be real, you could say that they just haven't added the grips to that thing.
Right.
Maybe that's something they still would add later. There is that possibility.
It's just
that's definitely a possibility. Like they would add the grips onto it later, just the same way they did the gamepad, basically.
So, is there anything from this photo that gives you made you excited for what potentially could be real, like that screen with like where the buttons could actually, like someone showed, I think it was Dr. Trey.
Yeah, that
where
looked
they made those screens where like the bubble, it would like this actual rise up where you wanted
Yeah,
buttons.
they have like a liquid display. I heard someone talk about where there's like a layer of liquid underneath the touch screen, and they can use this like kind of ability to like make it raise up.
Yeah.
And now here's the thing.
That's cool for side-scrolling shooters.
That would wear out probably.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it would wear out, but I can guarantee you that is not cheap.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the biggest
Nintendo
thing.
ain't going to mass produce that on an affordable level like they do
That's
with
true.
all of their hardware.
What kind of liquid is that? Like, really? You're going to sit and make that for thousands or millions of consoles?
There ain't no way.
And this screen resolution looks terrible. I mean, maybe it's.
Oh, I have insight on that because I made that video and I talked a little bit of shit about it. I was like, and it's even dumb because of this image. Like, I was so mad that image was like some random, like, 4-bit looking shit. And a surprising amount of people on my video commented and knew what that was. And apparently
Is it from Metroid or something?
No, it's an Unreal 4 tech demo from a couple years ago.
Oh.
Go look at the comments in my video. There's probably 10 to 15 people who said that. A lot of people knew what that was.
What's with all the black and stuff? Like, it looks like it's just cutting off the image. Like,
no, I don't. I mean,
and
it's fake. It's just fake. That's what the problem is.
Why is there a big
fake.
bright spot coming out, like, out of the center?
I thought it was glare from the phone. That's what I thought it was.
A bright spot where now?
In the center of the controller. I don't know if that's supposedly coming from the image or is that from the phone. There's no phone flash because it's a dark image. Like, the photos are terrible. But does any of what you see here excite you? Or, I mean, what if this...
The only thing that excited me about it was that it was a controller with a screen, so I can play my Wii U games.
He was like, the dream is alive!
Potentially, that's the only... And if they do go with something, like that or something like the patent, what I would be fine with. Obviously, they have to tweak it to get it comfortable and all that. Please put a quote-unquote regular controller in there as well.
Yeah.
I think if they put like a pro controller style thing in there, take the loss, whatever it might be, and put that option in the box. That way, there could be no complaining about the controller.
I don't know, man. This looks like that design with that screen, if it's going to be curved, if it's going to, I mean, to do all that effort and then just throw a standard controller, first people just to ignore this, their, next gen gamepad looking thing. Like, to me, that seems almost ridiculous.
Here's the other thing I want to say about it too, though, because like T, I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. Like, and I said this on my video, and Terminator, when you commented, you kind of agreed. You were like, if this was it, I wouldn't be mad. And even I was like, like, if this was real, like, there's a small the basic concept of it there is still kind of sound. So I agree that, like, if they did something, similar to this touchscreen thing, that would be kind of cool, even though I think the execution in that photo is complete garbage. But another reason I just thought of as to why it's even more likely that this whole thing is fake is that's not different enough from the gamepad. And Nintendo isn't going to do the exact same thing again. It actually feels more like a
prototype gamepad, if anything.
Yeah, Nintendo wouldn't do something so simple. That would be like if with the Wii U, instead of a Wii Remote and nunchuck, it was like 2 Wii Remotes and a nunchuck. It's like that's not different enough. They had to do something totally different.
But I think we're back to the options argument. I feel like people who want to use it will use that controller. I think everybody in this group will probably use that controller, even if there is a pro controller in the box.
Which I would also want. T, I agree with that.
We want to experience that. Like, I don't think you're hurting anything because, like we just talked about it, how the gamepad is doing all these things and nobody cares. Like, they've moved on. So, like, give us the options. Like, I'm gonna use it to the fullest. Like, let the people who are going to use it, and then give the people who aren't going to use it an option to not have to, buy something separately.
Yeah, to me it doesn't. Like, I made fun of OJ saying that in the chat, and you didn't reply, so I didn't realize. To me, it seems so ridiculous for someone to say, "Let's throw a standard controller," when we don't know what this controller could do or what it is. It could be so pivotal.
I think for the gamepad that would have made more sense. Like if this is a smaller, compact.
Because this isn't just a standard controller with a screen on it. This thing is completely new.
That's some futuristic.
Yeah. So let's talk about just the shape in general of this, the practicality of that shape. like that makes no sense because it's super wide and it's cutting so much off with the contours, and at the bottom there's just that line, so there can be speakers and stuff that cuts off, like, so it's not even the same. The top's curved and then the bottom part of the screen is like flat. Like, just the practicality of that shape, and your thumbs would be covering up, like 10% of the screen, depending on where the rest of your fingers go and stuff. It just doesn't make any sense that would be, like, for a portable, what would be the point of having the screen go?
It doesn't look like something that's thought out enough by Nintendo. Like,
Yeah,
they would have thought about those things. Like, this isn't better for gaming.
Unless, like, they thought, okay, if we put a screen to the left of the left thumbstick, then you could put options right there, easily touched. But then, like in a video, let's say there's a cutscene, you got these circles blocking your view, and it's like it's just an odd shape for anyone to design any kind of cinematic around.
Remember when they built the prototype for the gamepad and they showed us with the two Wii remotes attached to like a tablet? Like, that makes sense practically to make a prototype of. This thing doesn't make sense practically to make a prototype of.
What if this thing is what if this was a picture from like a year ago? And it's like, and it really is a prototype from a super long time ago, and they've like vastly changed it from this.
Yeah, I think they just make the screen rectangular. You don't need it where the thumbsticks are. I think EVB, what's this guy that does these really good concept videos? He took a Pro controller, stretched it, and put a screen, and it ended. It was a still 16:9 shaped screen, and but it was right next to the thumbsticks is where it ended.
Yeah, but did it have actual buttons on it? Because that's the other thing I don't
like
about this, is there are no buttons.
Yeah, you could. Well, his design had an option to click on buttons, it worked right over the screen surface and plugged in the bottom, and the touch screen would actually work in conjunction with the buttons. Like, it was a really good idea.
Here's an idea. Why don't we go back to what the VMU started? Like, where you can slide the screen in and slide it out if you want to. That would be cool.
That's a good idea, yeah. But here's the thing is, I just struggled to believe that Nintendo was going to do another screen controller. That's part of what I was getting at with that whole thing, is like, it's so the same as what they did with the Wii U that I don't know if that would be their idea. I mean, maybe, and I wouldn't be super disappointed because I love the gamepad, but I don't really believe that that's what Nintendo would do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they went from the DS to the 3DS, so it's not
yeah, you make a good point.
Well, yeah, it all kind of depends on whether they're going to do that real combining. If they're trying to combine the whole console and handheld on market, because if they are, then I could totally see them doing a screen again.
They have to have. They would almost have to have it at that point.
If it's going to be like, if the controller is supposed to also be a
I'm almost wondering if this could be a cool prototype for, like, building your own controller, like customizing your own experience.
That would be cool.
Like the oval's just the base for the screen, and there's actually like a larger controller you can put it into that has the grips and the buttons on the side.
Yeah, they had something like that.
Yeah,
when
they had a padding.
Wii. Remember when they were doing the Wii and they had this weird controller that you can basically configure, you can put together yourself?
I do not remember that, no.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
So to me, this could be a prototype for, like, just the screen part of the controller, not the whole controller.
Right.
And maybe I can disconnect the damn analog sticks and have that just be a complete screen, and maybe, like, because, I mean, I think, was it the Steam controller that's doing that? No, it's the Xbox. The Xbox is ridiculous.
The Elite controller.
Yeah, the $150 controller. That idea I don't mind. I just don't want to spend a retarded amount of money for it. If it comes with the console, that's a different story.
Right.
Because I already got it, and I can tailor-make my experience. Like, everyone wants to complain about options. Well, give me a controller where I can customize the options. If I want to put a screen on my controller, I can put a screen in it. If I don't, I don't. And then we'll also see who's full of shit.
Right. That was another patent, too, for, like, interchangeable, where you could kind of put the buttons and stuff anywhere.
Right. On them,
And see, I like that idea.
My question about some of that stuff to you guys is, would that fragment what the developers can make, though? Because like now it's like, oh, we want to make this game with the screen experience, but what if no one's using the screen? Like, people have to configure their controller a certain way to use it or whatever. So that's the only barrier I can see there.
And this could potentially just be the handheld Like, this might not just be a controller used with the console. You can use it, but this could just be like the prototype for a handheld, for the handheld device.
Yeah, a couple people brought that up, and I guess that's probably more believable because then it almost looks more like a PSP or a Vita. Like it actually has more of that kind of look to it than anything. But I just struggled to believe that it's anything Nintendo had anything to do with, really. Like
no, it probably isn't.
It just doesn't look like that.
I'm just using it as more of a jump-off point mentally. Like,
oh no, yeah, and you're definitely making a good point. You know, I just feel like we'll probably never even see what. And also, the other thing that makes me realize it's fake too is if you guys go back and look at it, is it looks like the things around it, like the other thing that's supposed to be on the table, it looks like they're photoshopped onto like a blank background. It doesn't look like that's an actual table that the controller is sitting on and that the other little laptop-looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't think that thing even has a shadow. Like, that whole image is fake.
Yeah, that does look fake.
What's up with the B button? Why is it all weird off to the side like that?
Well, in the patent, that's how it looks. It's just a single button.
I didn't even know there was a button there.
It doesn't say B on the patent picture, but there is a button just right there.
Oh, no, this
almost like a home button or something?
Yeah, but that...
And if anyone's looking at the image right now, I brought this up in my video. Organically, I learned it on the spot, if you remember Terminator Juice. It looks like there's those roller shoulder button patents that happened.
Yeah.
Those seriously look like they're on that picture, and that almost makes me... I'm kind of concerned about that, because it starts to make me wonder if it's real.
Well, the patent for that showed like a gamepad with 2 buttons, like a super thin gamepad. So it's just, to me, like you said, that tablet-looking thing, the stylus, whatever, looks really fake.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at it again. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That thing doesn't look like it's actually
You will see WoW has a shadow, and that looks legit, but that tablet thing looks wrong, and maybe it looks bad just because the lighting and stuff. I mean, why would you put that there?
There's a lot
to make it look like it's actually sitting on a desk. If you want to fool people, that's why you.
That looks terrible. Like the top right corner.
Yep.
That's fake. This whole thing is fake.
Yep.
Like, I never really
he's having a revelation.
That definitely. Well, if you look at the shadow on the paper, there's definitely an oval device sitting there. There's an object sitting there. I believe that.
What I'm saying is, like, you know, the screen, the reflective screen part of it. If you look at that and the corner, the edge of the oval, that is totally like bad Photoshop. That's bad Photoshop.
It looks like weird.
It is guaranteed.
I've seen that because I've done that. I know what that is.
Yeah, you would probably know. And now, did you guys hear? I'm sure we've all heard about this. Apparently, some lady from some website ran it through a program that says it hasn't been photoshopped.
Well, yeah, she said it has, but it's been
which
like
I don't believe.
I don't believe
lighting
that.
stuff. It says the lighting's up there.
Even the thumbstick on the left. I don't know why I haven't really looked at this image. That's why. But the thumbstick on the left, it looks like it's floating.
Yep.
It doesn't even look like it's part of it. Like that's the lighting is off on it.
Yeah.
It should be way more, it should have a way sharper light source on it.
And the shadow's going up, whereas it's going to the left. If you're looking at
this thing is.
Yep. See, that's and you're a pro there, T, with a lot of this stuff. So
yeah, this is not. This is bad Photoshop. This is like not even good Photoshop.
Let me just ask kind of the final question is, let's say this idea turns out to be the NX controller. Obviously, this prototype wouldn't be the final build. But if there was another controller with a screen on it, and it's not even a standard controller because it's missing buttons and stuff, how would you guys feel about purchasing an NX if this idea turns out to be the controller? Like,
for me, it's because you can call it foolish or not, but I think everyone here will agree. I just trust Nintendo. I trust them really, really far. So I would have to say, well, it's going to be up to Nintendo to just sell me on this idea. And if I had to guess right now, I would believe that they would sell me on it. So I would just say, well, there's probably a reason, unless I saw what they were doing with it and I was like, that's garbage. I mean, maybe it would be the first Nintendo console ever that I decided I didn't want to buy right out of the gate. But, even though I don't want this thing to be true, I don't like the idea of it looking at it, I'd be willing to see enough potential in it and think that Nintendo would make it because they believe in it, and they almost always deliver. Not every time. They obviously have fucked up. But they usually deliver, so I would wait for them to sell me on it, and I believe that they would sell me on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it, right? The what do you call it? They have a track record. Like I haven't had any problem with any of the controls. I've loved a lot of the controllers that they come out with, and I just don't see them misstepping on that, because that's one of the things that they emphasize on a lot with their consoles is the controller, and I just don't see them, putting out a product controller-wise that's just, that doesn't work. That doesn't feel comfortable, because this thing does not look comfortable at all in its current state. The prototype or this leaked, quote-unquote, leaked photo here, which is really...
Yeah, the prototype shows grips, so maybe that...
Now, that would make more sense. If I looked at that and you're like, oh yeah, with grips on it, it makes a lot more sense.
And it's like, if, let's say this is what would the purpose of the second screen be, going from the gamepad to now this? I mean, it just seems...
Yeah,
it's
where's
hard
the
to say that
evolution?
it's real, because it's like... then they're in the same situation they were, unless this is just the portable device which you can use in conjunction. It doesn't seem like they would take the second screen experience to this next system. So it's hard.
I think the gamepad's biggest problem was that the size, for one, and the technology for the screen. We're talking really old technology as far as the actual gamepad screen. Yeah, the touch screen. What is it, resistive or?
I don't know what it's called.
Whatever it's called, well, you can't do more than one movement on it, at a time.
Yeah, it doesn't have. You can't have dual touch. Like
right.
You can't like large and pictures.
Like you can
with
do,
like
like you can do with iPads and iPhones and stuff.
Yeah, you can only touch one spot.
Yeah, so it's very old. Like if the technology of the screen is good and it's like an HD image and all that stuff, then I'd definitely be more on board.
And it's really going to come down to the games. If they show me games I absolutely need to have, then it doesn't matter what controller they have. So
yeah, like if this was the only way for me to play the next Metroid game, you better bet your ass I'm going to be playing it.
I'm just looking at them saying how hours and hours with this controller on a full-fledged console game. I just don't see that being meaty enough.
Yeah.
In its current state. All right, dead silence. I didn't think I said anything.
You killed the podcast.
The one dumb thing is people are like taking this for like real. They're like, "Oh my God, Nintendo, why would you do this again to us?"
Well, they're taking it real because they want to complain.
Yeah, it's the defeatist coming out.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. But other than that, honestly, I'd give it a chance if it turned out, on the NX. I doubt it 100%. I don't think so at all.
Those thumbsticks just ain't doing it. Like
way.
That's a regression. You're supposed to progress. When you're making a new thing, and that those thumbsticks are not. They look like nipples, man. They're not.
The nipple sticks.
The circle pad from the original gamepad.
Like even the circle pad is better than these things. Like the 3DS circle pad to me looks more intuitive than those things here.
Yeah, because they're too tall to be a circle pad, that they're worthless looking as an analog stick. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I think this is just completely fake. Yeah. Someone took that patent and thought they'd be get a lot of attention.
Yep.
So
that's exactly it. Ooh, I'll fool everybody.
Do you guys think that Nintendo needs to just reveal the damn NX now so we can quit getting shit like this? I mean,
no, I got games. I'm good.
I can wait till E3. I think that's when they should drop it, or just before.
I still do though. I see what you're saying, T, and I cracked a joke on Twitter about that too. It's like, the reason this stuff is starting to happen is because it's taking so goddamn long to find out about it.
Right.
And Nintendo's keeping it in such crazy mystery. Like actually revealing it would stop all this bullshit. That's for sure. But I had like an epiphany like yesterday, or maybe it was even this morning. Actually, just randomly thinking about that. And I was like, man, like I was really thinking or hoping that Nintendo would, show off the NX eventually, like before E3. Like at some point in the near future of our lives, we will finally understand what the NX is. They're going to show it to us. Like maybe it'll be before E3, maybe it's going to be at E3. And then I had the revelation that like, well, as soon as they do that, it's like the official nail in the coffin for the Wii U. So I feel like what they're doing is waiting until after Star Fox comes out.
That's what I was going to say. April 22nd.
Yep.
In between April 22nd and
E3.
E3, expect.
I think you're going to start getting stuff then too.
Yep. They want people to at least feel like, hey, there's still big games coming out. Pokken just came out. Star Fox is soon. Let's all run and buy Pokken and Star Fox. And then once that's done,
What about Zelda U? Well, it's coming on the NX, so don't worry about that.
Well, Zelda is also the one game that I think would sell regardless.
It's gonna sell anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda wouldn't be phased, but like Star Fox and Pokken and stuff, those probably would be if people thought the Wii was that dead and it was all about the NX all of a sudden. Forget about those games just are gonna sell so low.
Yeah, Twilight Princess sold pretty well for being just an HD port, you know.
Yeah, and this late in the console's life.
Yep.
But
so Zelda would be fine.
So I guess that's gonna be it for that topic. We'll just do. There's no questions, so we'll just do some final thoughts here and wrap this up. So Terrell, haven't heard from you in a minute, so why don't you take it away?
Good podcast, everybody. Just a little announcement of a game that people need to buy this Thursday when it comes out on the Wii U eShop. Shantae Risky Revenge Director's Cut Wii U Edition. Get it, Juice.
I'll be getting it.
I have still never played a Shantae game in my entire life.
What?
Not one time.
And you know what makes it worse is that it's been ported to like every console now. Like I think like Xbox One and PlayStation 4 got Risky's Revenge and Pirate's Curse. So I'm like, come on, man, you literally have no excuse.
Definitely true.
And I will be continuing my Conquest run in Fire Emblem, Pokken, probably a little bit more messing around tonight, and I'll probably upload that review. And like I always say, life's a game, play to win.
All right. So, Robert, got anything you want to say?
Yeah, it was a good podcast. Can't wait to finish Twilight Princess HD. Probably going to finish it this week, I would think. And tomorrow, Trackmania Turbo comes out for PlayStation 4. I'm excited. And it looks cool. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
No.
No, yeah, it's definitely a lesser-known game that's coming out tomorrow. But it looks cool. I'm excited. And, yeah. That's it. Go watch Zootopia, because I know Juice is going to say another movie, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're supposed to have a movie talk, T. Are we going to do that?
No.
For sure.
Talk about,
when you say T, you talk about Ms. T or Juice?
Well, I was talking to you. You're the host.
Yeah, you got to say Juice or because T to me is Ms. T.
Yeah.
So you confuse me. How about you, Rob? You got any final thoughts there?
No, I mean, always good to be on. I'm glad that my schedule kind of allows me to do Mondays in the future, so hopefully I can be on a lot more often when there's room. And yeah, I'm just going to keep plugging away on Twilight Princess. I'm going to be picking up probably Fire Emblem this week. And like I said on the last one too, in a couple of weeks, Dark Souls 3 comes out, and that is a game I'm super excited for. So, a bunch of good stuff soon. And then at the end of April is Star Fox. So,
how do they get those games out? How many development teams do they have? They can push these games out.
It's a good question because I even made a video about this when Dark Souls 3 was announced, because this will be like the fourth game in a row, every year, fourth year in a row, where they've released a game. And every single time they release a game, it's also like super high quality. So I don't know how the hell they do it, but it's really impressive. And you know me and Bloodborne, we have a very special relationship. So I do also really like the Dark Souls, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with their first Dark Souls game after making Bloodborne. I'm curious to see how that's going to be. So very excited.
It seems like I don't know. I don't think it's gone through any kind of development issues, but to me, I just have this feeling for no reason really that there's just going to be some issue here because it's they did Bloodborne, that was an exclusive, so obviously they could optimize it for PS4.
Make it easy, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing is, other than it's going to be the first Dark Souls game that they've officially made for this generation. They did do an HD remaster of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
But that's not always the same, as we learned with the Halo Master Chief Collection stuff. That's not always the same. It's a matter of what you do when you actually build your game for that generation. So even though I have complete faith in From Software, I think you make a good point. So this will be a real test to see if they can do it on this generation for both the Xbox and the PlayStation. So, but I have faith. I'm excited.
Cool. That's just a game I didn't even know was coming out. So
it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's cool. So how about Ms. T? I'm glad you broke free of your restraints and could do the podcast.
This podcast was terrible. You didn't discuss me. Glad to be back on The Juice is Loose. Had a great time. Go check out my latest video if you get a chance.
That
Pretty
should have
funny.
me laughing so hard.
It was
dude.
really funny.
It was all off the top of the head too. I've been not writing stuff. I've just been going and just recording. So
I love the little edits to the intro. That was
Yeah, that was really funny.
I knew that would get a nice
Squeeze
shot.
the cat. I was listening to that. I was like listening, imagining you like recording those things. Like how many times you had to go squeeze the cat.
I only did 2 takes of that actually. It was
Really?
I did it pretty. Yeah, it was pretty quick. I was like, do I make a whole new intro for Squeaks or do? I was like, no, this will be way funnier if I just have him cut up Mr. T's intro. So
I like to imagine, T, that when you do that, like you go into like Christian Bale method actor mode. And you
I
have to,
kind of
like,
do.
act like a cat for a week and like hold the doll around
Oh my
it.
god.
I won't go that far, but
Tie up your best friends to train
I'm about to say,
practice
I feel
to get
like-
the feel of it.
I feel like his wife be real like.
Squeaks the cat gonna be sleeping on the couch tonight.
I'm obviously married to a really cool lady that put up with this
True
nonsense.
that. True that.
But yeah, great time, guys. Watch Daredevil; it's amazing. Season 2's out, so check that out. And
play everything. Play everything.
Oh yeah, I'm
folks.
sorry. Let me. Oh yeah, one more thing. Play everything, you Nintendo fags.
Wow, it's like he's really here.
Yeah, so great podcast. Good having everybody back. Good to be back on Mondays. Just didn't feel right doing it on Sundays. I know the games at large was going at the same time, so good discussion. Hopefully we got some stuff to talk about next coming weeks. Could be a little slow with the from the Nintendo standpoint until like Star Fox. So we'll have to see. We'll try to make some good topics in the next couple weeks, and maybe we'll have to talk a little more movies or a little more something else to kind of fill in. Till that.
Yeah.
You get 10 views.
Yeah.
So my final thoughts: go see 10 Cloverfield Lane. Anybody, if you're a fan of films, and I know
alright
it's
over
a
there,
games podcast, but just go see that movie. That's a well-made, just tense. I mean, I haven't been that tense throughout a movie. Maybe since like 7. Like it's been a long time.
Since Norbit.
So, I feel like like good movies like that are like they're treated with like some.
How you doing?
Wasn't that funny?
Never again. Jesus.
No one has ever spoken about that movie since it was made until tonight.
I forgot it existed. I don't even know who was in it.
It's Eddie Murphy.
That was Eddie Murphy. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You have to
It's
take
just-
the L.
I've seen that, but not Lord of the Rings.
Oh man.
Fix your life.
Yes. Just like
Get yourself
Rob.
together, man. Get yourself
Rob needs to beat Splatoon. Robert needs to watch Lord of the Rings.
I'm chewing away on it. I didn't play it this week, but I'm chewing away.
So anyway, as I was saying, people,
Play Nintendo fools. Is that what you're?
See 10 Cloverfield Lane, fools.
people go and support shit movies like Furious 7 and Jurassic World wasn't bad, but it wasn't $2 million. It wasn't $2 billion where people go support
Well, it didn't make $2 billion. It made 1.6.
whatever.
Oh.
And then like a really creative, original, like well-constructed film with great acting. John, God, why can't I
John
Goodman.
Goodman.
John
Oh,
Goodman.
man,
Jesus.
Goodman.
I want to say John Lennon for some reason.
Wow.
You want to talk about just a fantastic character where you just can't figure out like everything he says. You just got to question. It's just a really well-made, well-acted film, and
It was fantastic.
I was a little disappointed with how it did at the box office. I know it already like doubled its budget and stuff, but it's just something that I feel after seeing it like it should be doing better. Just kind of like I feel about the Wii U, it should have sold a lot better. And I
agree.
just want anyone listening to this, that's just my advice. If you like movies, go see it.
Well, marketing was probably the reason for both of those.
Yeah.
Wii U and this movie, so a big factor anyway.
I thought they did I like the way they marketed this movie and not told you everything and kind of dropped it 2 months before the movie came out. But that probably maybe worked against it. I don't know.
ADD, man.
But Batman versus Superman, they definitely got better with the
I got
marketing.
my Thursday
Oh my
ticket.
God, that's so soon. That is
Friday.
days away.
Yeah, but
And
I've seen it on Thursday.
You don't tell me that everyone who was damage controlling that first trailer after the teaser or whatever that everyone hated. Don't tell me they weren't listening, because every trailer and every TV spot since then has just been Batman fighting Superman, and really, I mean, they put a lot
And
of
I'm one of the
focus.
few people, I really liked that first trailer. And I know no one did, but I thought that first one was awesome.
Yeah, I like.
It's like, yeah, we know that at the end they're gonna probably come together and have to fight a
That
threat,
was the
but
second one that everyone got mad at.
well, the
Yeah.
teaser was fine, and then there was the first official.
First official trailer was
Doomsday, I didn't like.
Am I mixing it? Was it the second? Because then
No,
they would have
second
done.
one
No,
was
I think they did
No, the
actually.
first official trailer was awesome, and then there was
Really?
the second one that was with
No,
the
I think you're back. I think it was
No,
the first
there's a
official
teaser.
trailer.
Yeah, there was the teaser. Then there was the one where it showed Bruce Wayne
right.
running
Then there's
into the.
exactly.
the
That
smoke.
was amazing.
That
And
was
I
good.
think that was a teaser.
No, that was the first official.
Well, the teaser was the one that just showed like signs with like people protesting
Yeah, where it
Superman.
said,
Sure.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
which
it.
is the one
Yeah,
I
it's just-
liked.
do you
That's the one
believe-
everyone hated that I liked.
But the trailer 2 where it showed Doomsday and it showed them.
Right.
They were working together, Batman and Superman, and we know that's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that.
See,
Like,
I didn't really care that they showed that. I don't know. It didn't really
Well, it was kind of
really bother
obvious.
me.
I
Yeah.
think what it did though, I think it might have pointed out what might be a problem with the movie is you name it Batman vs Superman, but then it's all about
Justice
trying to get the Justice League
Yeah.
together at the end. So anyway,
Yeah.
but I think the marketing has gotten really, really great the last month. They've really focused on Batman and Superman fighting, and I think
As they should have from the
you
beginning.
can tell
And-
that's been an obvious focus of theirs ever since the backlash.
Fun fact: the movie premieres have been happening this week, and the early buzz is very positive.
That's
By
good.
the way, yep, just saying. No reviews are out, but the buzz is very positive.
And Man of Steel gets better every time I watch it.
See,
so
this
I'm-
Yay! That's good
It's
to
so
hear.
weird for me, like to see people in podcasts lately, and like I think it was Collider that did what do you call it, a commentary watching
Yeah,
the
on
movie Man of Steel,
yeah.
and it's like these guys were pretty salty on it before, but now you're starting to come around to where I was from the beginning. It's like
Yeah, and me too.
I still
Exactly.
don't like that the way Jonathan Kent died, and I don't like how
that's my only problem. That's my
He
only
wasn't-
problem with the entire movie.
it was like, yeah, it was kind of it wasn't an origin, it was all flashbacks, but that movie ended with him putting on the glasses and going to work at the Daily Planet, and that's like, that to me, that was the most Superman part of the whole movie when I first saw it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, that's the movie I wanted. I wanted
That's
that.
but he wasn't Superman he was only Superman for a day.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I've come to accept all that stuff and just appreciate.
Yeah, the
The
Kent thing was
cinematography.
the only thing. Like, and he was like weird. It was weird because he's supposed to be like 17, and he clearly looks not 17.
Yeah,
Should've
that
just-
happens in movies all the time. Like,
Well, they should have just waited though, because the kid who played him young, if they would have waited to the end of the production, he had went through puberty and everything,
Yeah.
and he grew like a couple inches, and he looked
well,
like
they probably
he
could have just
been.
as easily cast him just another kid to do it. I'm sure there was a reason they wanted it to be him.
Yeah, but
I didn't mind it. He did
Anyway,
great in that scene,
Hmm?
Henry Cavill did great in that scene.
Oh
so
no,
I
the
liked
scene it was just a little off-putting because I
Mhm.
know he was trying to act like he was younger with his voice and
Yeah.
stuff. He's like,
Yeah.
You're not my
But-
dad.
I'm Superboy.
With a 5 o'clock shadow. You're not my dad.
But I'll be going to see BVS probably Saturday afternoon, so we'll have to. Maybe we'll talk
Super
about that
excited.
on the next podcast.
True.
Maybe Terrell can. I don't know how you feel about the Batman.
I've been relatively positive on it. I mean, I saw the first Man of Steel and I enjoyed it. I wasn't nowhere near down on it like everyone else is. This new one, I've been kind of in and out because of all the ridiculous shit between, well, look, they introduced Doomsday. It doesn't look like Doomsday. Oh my God,
He did look like a Ninja
You
Turtle.
gotta dig through the Marvel fanboy crap, It's like,
Yeah, it's definitely that. Oh, and also I heard the other buzz is that Gal Gadot apparently kills it.
hmm
So that
Like-
was really reassuring to hear.
To give her own movie, I felt like she must have done something we'd never seen before.
Mhm.
I'm now very
trust
excited.
her
to
with
She's
see
her
got
own
another
movie?
movie where with
Yeah.
Jonathan Kent. with
Yeah, we just saw that trailer
Kevin
last night,
Costner.
actually. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
it looks good.
So, but I think I'm hoping it's a great movie, and I just hope they don't spend too much time setting up the next movie in this movie. Just make it a good movie, and maybe we'll talk about that. And
They got to reintroduce Batman. Like they had spent like at least 40 minutes on his origin, or not his origin, but like
I'm so tired of it though.
not his
I
origin,
don't
but
think
like
they will.
no,
think
I don't
they
mean
will.
origin. I'm sorry. I mean, they have to spend
Set up
a significant
his-
amount of time showing us this Batman because we haven't seen this Batman.
Yeah.
well, they showed that trailer, him beating everyone's ass, and that was all I needed to see to know that I was going to see this movie opening weekend. Like,
Yeah, it was fantastic.
That was awesome.
yeah, that's the Batman I've always wanted to see. And the
Yes.
Christian Bale movies, a lot of the fight choreography was just blurry or bad camera angles. It was
Yeah,
never done
those
that
weren't
well.
really action movies. I agree
No.
with you, but I think that's the reason. you know?
Well, what's his
Those
name?
were
Christopher
dramas.
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan can't shoot an action scene. That's just
Nah.
that's just how it is.
I still think the one that was torn apart in the Dark Knight with like the rockets on those trucks and stuff. Everyone I thought that was actually a pretty good scene. I thought that was good. It's the fight scenes he's not that
That's
good
his
at.
weakness.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say he can't do. That's just his. That's definitely his weakness is shooting action.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Especially in the first Batman Begins, it was the fight.
Oh boy. Yeah. It's like what's happening?
Yeah.
Everything's so dark. I don't know what's happening.
So I'm excited, and maybe we'll talk about not maybe we will talk about that next week. So anyone
Yeah.
who's tuned in this long into the podcast will listen next week. We'll discuss that. We'll see how much money it makes. I think I was guessing like what did I say, like 170 ish.
I'm thinking it'd be around 150, 160.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's going to be low end
Why?
160. It could go. My high end is 200. I think it might get that high.
Wait, domestically or worldwide?
Domestic.
Domestic, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not that. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
There's no pressure.
120.
great.
120. 120.
Yeah.
120?
What
I
is
don't know.
Deadpool?
Okay. I bet it'll
Deadpool.
I bet it'll destroy that, but that's okay.
Well, no. Actually, no. Yeah, that's true. It would destroy that because yeah. I'm gonna say, would it? No, honestly, I'm gonna say 130. No, 140. That's us thinking.
Okay.
140.
If this was Man of Steel 2, maybe, but this is like Batman's in this.
Yeah.
And,
This
Batman
is
has a
and there's
bigger draw these
crazy
days.
promotion.
It probably should do 200 million, but
Yeah.
I don't know. People are a little skeptical.
There's a lot of wait to see. There's a lot of wait and see. I've heard to a lot of people.
Mm,
I
Yeah,
hope it's
this-
good. Wait and see what happens.
that's true.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was much over 200 if it hit 200. But
Well, if it's 200, damn, it's gonna get close to Star Wars territory then.
Well, Star Wars was what 245 or 254 or something.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then-
but they had so many. I don't think Batman vs Superman is going to have the whole theater to itself.
And apparently it's quite long. They say it's close to 3
Two-
hours.
It's
Two and a
2
half.
hours and 31 minutes.
It's
Yeah, which is
2:31.
longer than Star Wars 2, so that starts to cut down your time. I still think
Yeah.
it has the potential to hit 200 potentially.
Why hasn't Robert seen it yet? He works at the theater. You should be watching it.
Oh yeah.
I've seen it Thursday, 6 p.m. I got it.
I got to see Chipmunks to Squeakquel
Oh, God.
before anybody.
Oh, God.
It was amazing.
All right, let's end this podcast, and we'll see everybody next week. No questions this week, baby, because I
You yelled at everybody.
I
last
yelled at
time.
people for only putting comments the last
You're
podcast.
scaring all of our viewers away. How could
An hour and
you?
a half later, a comment's not really relevant when I get to the question and Q&A section. So, but anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. It's good to be back on the Juice is Loose. We'll see you next week.